Hey guys, I'm back. Well, I gotta send out the link. Oh, I got a headache. Hello. Stephanie Crystal Cash, I sent you the link. Are you here? Nobody's chatting. I see you here. Hey.
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 Did anyone make it back over?
Stephanie and Crystal, not yet. Nobody's chatting. Is anybody here? It says
It's just
10
us.
people.
Hey.
Just back to you.
Well, Kim said give her 5 and she'll be here.
She what?
She said give her 5 minutes and she'll be here. I think she's having a laughing fit right now. So
I gotta send her the link. Is she coming on, or you mean in the chat?
I think she's coming on. I think.
Okay, I'll send her the link. I don't know.
So how, on a scale of 1 to 10, how emotionally exhausted are you?
My head is like, I have a headache.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
It's been a crazy day today.
What a day.
Yes. It was like I was crying. Like I woke up bombarded with like, what the fuck happened? I was mad. My like every emotion I could feel this morning. So then I'm trying to sort shit out, but I had to drive to Buffalo for a dentist appointment for my son. That's a 2-hour drive. So I'm like trying to talk to Melissa and talk to Stephanie and trying to figure out what's going on. And then like crying and upset. And then I think that things are getting worked out. And then I'm just like, it was just all over the place all day.
It was such a it was such a head fuck. It was just, it. And that's the thing, is that you're my friend, you guys are my friends, I care about you, and I care about all the people that I've met here, and everybody's just getting so upset, it's confusing, it's a mess, it's
Right. There's Kim. My link pissed out. Why did it piss out? What are you doing, Crystal?
I ate coconut earlier, so my lips have been numb for like the last hour.
That's what Aiden.
And I'm allergic to coconut, and I didn't realize the candy I ate had coconut until afterwards. So they're really numb right now. And I keep playing with them because they're making the weirdest noises. I didn't even realize my camera was on until you just said it. Huh?
So wait, are you
all the way home today because he was numb from the Novocaine?
That's about what it feels like.
Such a weird feeling.
I tried to take a sip of tea when we all hung up, and I like dribbled right down my shirt. And I was like, God bless it, really? Like a 2-year-old, I can't even drink.
So wait, Crystal, have you had dental work?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh,
I have a metal plate in my mouth.
Oh God. Oh.
How
are you feeling?
Who?
You.
So? Yeah. I'm just content and quiet tonight.
Content. Amanda and I were both saying we've got like a massive headache from all the
Emotion overdrive.
Yeah.
I'm biting my lip, just like I said in Stephanie's stream earlier. There's so much I want to say on it, but I'm just like, at the same time, it's not really worth me even saying anything. But
I really appreciated what you said yesterday on Twitter, actually, Crystal, because I was so confused and I was just so grateful somebody else was. I was like, glad I'm not the only one who's lost.
I was so lost last night when I got home and sat down, and I was in so much pain last night. I pulled a muscle in my back, so I was laying down. I was like, let me go on Twitter. I ain't been on Twitter all day. And I got on Twitter, and I wasn't even on Twitter for like about between 5 and 15 minutes. I was pissed. Like, you gotta be kidding. What the hell happened? World War III is breaking out, not on the actual real world, but on Twitterland. I was so pissed.
I'm so sorry, Crystal, for the stuff that was said about you too, because that was just, I mean, it's, you don't think people can go lower, but they do.
In all honesty, and like Stephanie and Amanda both know, when it came to them videos, I didn't let them affect me really, because one, the shit that they were spewing wasn't, they didn't even have their facts straight on me. Like, if you're gonna insult me, at least have the intelligence to insult me, like, say something actually that has a point. Like,
Yeah.
their part on the video towards me was pointless. You said I hated kids, yet I have 3 kids. I have 14 nieces and nephews who adore the hell out of me. I used to babysit, so I mean, I babysat for a couple years, and no, actually, I really am good with kids. Surprisingly, it's the
Crystal,
one
your
thing I'm.
kids are such darlings. Like, they are so beautiful and they're so happy.
Thank you.
Know?
But then it was like, they made the comment about, like, what was it? The picture that Stephanie showed with the Barbie and the babies, and it's talking about the 3 baby daddies and the food stamp card. For the record, not on food stamps. I don't get no help from the state. 0. No food stamps, no Medicaid, nothing. I don't get any of that shit. Yeah,
You
I
work
fell
your
on
ass
hard
off.
times, but I mean, I still did it without having to go to resources. I
Hey,
mean,
baby.
it's just stupid.
Oh, man.
I think out of the whole scenario, the only hurt that I truly hold in my heart is, one, you're a sick pig because you had to use kids in your videos, our kids. And 2, I was there watching the pain between Stephanie, and that's what hurt. It wasn't me, Stephanie and Amanda's hurt that hurt me.
Hello.
Hey. I have a serious double chin going on right now, and I don't even care.
You you look gorgeous, Crystal.
It's 2:00 in the morning, double chin that shit.
Hey, Kim.
Hi. Let me do something because I'm behind.
Where's Stephanie?
I don't know. Hey, Robin.
Stephanie. Asshole, where are you?
She might need a break from us all.
She's probably taking a shit. I ain't got no shame. I'll rat her out in a heartbeat. Y'all, Stephanie shits on live streams. Don't let her lie to you.
I guarantee
I won't.
you she is. I guarantee
She's
you.
a shitter.
That's the real reason why she live streams in her bathroom.
Don't start start with me. Don't giggle. I'll giggle if you giggle. Stop it.
Just remember, we're only allowed to talk shit about her when she's not here. Stephanie, she's a bully,
Exactly.
she's an asshole, and she shits on live streams, y'all.
She's a shitter. She is a shitter.
She's gonna come back and test me.
So
Watch.
Minnie, my sweet Minnie. Oh my God, Cash. Oh, you sweet love. Minnie just wants to have the chance to be on panel with you.
Aww.
Like you have a fan.
I have a fan.
Minnie's such
I
a
love Minnie. She's my love. How sweet is that? Cash is pretty sweet. But I kind of want to keep her, so we don't want to spread her too wide. Just so y'all know.
We're having a sleepover, everyone.
I'll have a
You thought that
sleepover.
they were funny?
Oh, is that Nikki Rev?
What?
What?
Fucking gross.
Nikki,
Thought the Barbie videos were funny.
Who said that?
Well, I'm glad they weren't about her and her sobriety
Nikki
Who said
Rev.
that?
or her mistakes and addiction or whatever.
Where
Who
was
said
that
that?
Because Nikki Rev has had her own battle too.
Oh, fuck Nikki Rev. Amanda. Fuck Nikki
Where did
Rev.
that scumbag write that comment at?
That is
River, please
disgusting.
send it
Oh
to
my God.
DM it to me on Twitter. Hey, Rennie. I'm feeling a little better, yeah. We've had some good laughs. I don't know what happened to my internet.
Rennie. We're
It was,
trying
like,
hard.
rebooting or- So I called the internet place and they're like, oh, there's an outage in your area. It should be back up any minute. But it came back on and they were all still on Hangout. So that's where we've been trying to laugh and have some fucking.
Have some fun about all this bullshit.
That's disgusting, River. I can't believe it. I can't. Well, anybody can
What
think
a night.
it's funny in any way, shape, or form.
Go ahead and live it up, but when it happens to you, don't you go fucking bitching and crying about it. So help me God.
Right?
Hey, Minnie.
안녕하세요, 여러분.
Hey! Oh my God. My love. My love.
Hey, it's the one night where everybody's like riled up and I'm just like in the most calm mood. It's so fucking weird. Because normally I'm just like, let me get in there with you. And now I'm just like, I just want to hold hands with Cash and everyone.
We'll sit in the corner and we'll pat each other's hair, Minnie.
Yes. My hair is almost to my butt. I don't usually wear it down. So you'd have a lot of fun.
Oh, you're
Oh
so
my
pretty.
goodness.
Hey, Ange, I love you.
Cash.
Mwah. Thank you, sir.
So, Minnie, your thoughts.
Huh?
What are your thoughts on everything?
Oh, fuck that. I'm staying neutral.
Fuck that noise.
No,
Fuck
you're
that.
not. No, 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 no.
Okay, I'll put it to you this way. I refuse to take any kind of side because I don't think that's what's needed. But what I will say is I think that there were mistakes and some real asshattery from more than one person. But at the same time, I also think that it was just battle around for everyone involved.
Yeah.
I could not agree with you more.
Gary.
And that's me staying
Fair enough.
neutral with just more words.
Tilly, you always say you're not neutral, but honey, you are. Tilly, are you here to fight?
No. Tilly, and that's the thing is Tilly's got an amazing heart and she's incredibly loyal.
I know
to
she
all
does.
that she believes
To
in.
Katie, yes.
know.
I'm just asking, like.
Yes,
I
we need to-
respect that so much
know-
about you, Tilly. You know, you are really loyal. And
Yes.
Hey, Gary.
Hey, Blue
Hi,
Red.
Gary. Love your Snapchat,
You guys have to see-
buddy. Big
You guys
hug.
have to see my psychology book for next semester. Go ahead, Kim. I'm
What do
sorry.
you think she's
Tilly.
wrong about? What is Steph wrong about?
Why is she wrong? Why?
Wait.
She's just different. She's not wrong. She's different.
Listen, my thought on that
Even
is you should
different.
be
If I
able.
found out somebody doxed me and seen it in black and white, I'd be
No, but I don't even think it's about the Melissa thing. Maybe about the panel last night.
No, it goes.
Explain. Nobody's gonna get like mad at you. Like you're allowed to have your opinion.
No,
Yeah,
Tilly.
you're more
No, we
welcome
love
to
you. Like, no,
express.
we love you.
It's not neutral, in my opinion.
Wait, me or who?
No, Stephanie.
Oh, okay. Listen, I think we all need to remember that we're allowed to be friends with who we want to be friends with.
Right.
We do not have to explain our friendships. We do not have to explain why we're standing up for ourselves. If we feel the need to do that, as long as we do it professionally and don't hurt someone else, I think that people should be left alone. We're grown-ups here, okay? I mean, we should be able to do this without problems.
Right. I agree. And Stephanie's my friend, and I stand by her. Melissa's also my friend.
You know what? I'm going to be friends with whoever the fuck I want to be friends with.
Minnie, you know, that's everyone's an adult. Like that's, you know, everyone has that right to be friends because it's about people. You know, like it stops even being about sides. You know, people. You know that you care about.
Mm-hmm. And well, like I said, I'm going to be friends with whoever the fuck I want to, and quite frankly, I don't care what anyone says.
I always respect Stephanie's decision. That's her. I would want her to do the same with me.
And Blue Ridge, exactly. Yes. The only person you have to be accountable to is yourself.
Well, River Wild, I agree with you to a point, but here's the thing: YouTube has become a place that needs politicians. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Stephanie does what she does, and she stands by her word. And some people call her a flip-flopper. Some people say that she's betraying or that she's doing something wrong. But you know what? That's for her to figure out, not us. And I don't know the whole story, so that's all I'm going to say about it. So that's all I'm going to say.
Tilly, do you want to come up quickly? I'm up here.
No, not you, Tilly, not you. Some people, not you. That's just in general for the whole situation. No one said that you said that, and I don't know if people have said that, but that's what I feel like some people are saying, not you.
I said it to I said it to Stephanie like today. Like I was super blindsided by seeing her on Sam Telfer's stream. I really was. I had no idea what was going on, and that really threw me. Like I felt
and we've all told her privately as well. Yeah.
You know, and she explained to me why she did it, and I respect that. Like, you know, that like So, but I think there was a lot of confusion, and a lot of people were really super confused about it when they saw it.
I respect everybody
Tilly, I
and
would
their
love for
opinions
you
and decisions.
to come in. I think Tilly would like a link.
The only thing I ask personally out of everybody is, regardless of what everybody's seen in the last 24 hours, please do keep in mind that the individuals that are actually involved in this situation, minus AJ, because she's really not she doesn't qualify for what I'm about to say. These people were all friends at one time.
Yeah.
There is a personal, private friendship that was destructed by this scenario, and it has escalated to where it has gotten today. Really, so there's many pieces of information that nobody other than us are aware of that we actually have not told you guys on all sides of this.
But Crystal,
but I will say
it's a personal friendship off YouTube, and it was a lot of hurt. You know, like a falling out turned hateful and wanting to hurt, you know, who hurt them or whatever, and a lot of hurt that I didn't want to rehash, and it's shitty that it's back on the table those videos, they hurt. They're awful.
Yeah.
But would it be fair to say that AJ had a lot to do with that, or no?
Yes, I agree.
Okay.
And I believe that she's admitted to having
and
in it.
can
But
I just say something as well, though? But what Tilly's saying, sorry to interrupt you, Amanda. But I'll just be quick. But what Tilly's saying is this is also another thing is, people are like even if you're just a watcher, you're still involved. You know what I mean? And it's even worse.
Absolutely.
It's even worse for the people watching because they really don't understand what's going on. Like all they have to go by are the streams, and and it kind of makes them feel cheated in a way because it's like being involved in a friendship and then not being involved in at the same time. Like and it still hurts them just as much, as it hurts us because they feel invested too.
I couldn't agree with you more, Cash. It's a constant battle with different streams. As viewers, it's very confusing, and
it is.
It's really hard to try to dissect your way through this bullshit
and figure out whether you're missing something or whether what you're seeing is the whole story, or and then people feel they come to a conclusion that they feel safe with and they feel good with, and then they feel like the rug's pulled out from underneath them again.
Exactly. Yep. But it's not always the truth. I mean, what might feel safe to someone doesn't necessarily mean it's the truth. And that's what I'm coming to find out on YouTube. While I love Minnie,
Yay!
Yay!
I'm here for moral support.
I've learned many lessons. Minnie, you have too. Like, we've learned some lessons, yeah?
Yeah. But I don't think they're all necessarily bad. I mean, a couple of those lessons upset me, but I still don't consider them bad lessons. We live and we learn from everything.
Amanda, read the DM, please.
Okay.
Well, Crystal's getting pushy. I'm just teasing.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I'm about to say so. I'm about to speak and snap, and I'm trying to stay as calm as possible.
Breathe, baby girl. Breathe.
Because I'm starting to get a little pissed off.
I'm sorry. I was just trying to make you smile.
I have it.
Oh no, y'all! It's not. It's not y'all. It's.
I'm
trying to be respectful because everybody has their own opinion and their part to this scenario. And I'm trying to be respectful to the fact that I understand there's some of you who are still being respectful towards both parties. But all I'm saying is, well, I'm not even gonna say it. I'm just gonna shut up and behave.
Crystal, and that's the thing. You can totally say it because again, this is what's going to make it even more confusing for people. You can. The thing is that for me, I felt conflicted because I did have a friendship with Melissa, and I really enjoyed that friendship. And but aside from what she did to Stephanie and to you and to Amanda was unforgivable and is unforgivable, and so a lot of people are really confused on how to feel about things because they thought that everybody had reached, a point of forgiveness, and then it's sort of come to light that there's no forgiveness anymore, nobody is excusing what she or AJ or Savage or anybody have done. It's inexcusable.
Hey, Crystal.
Yeah.
Honey, can I ask you where's your feelers coming from? Is it the chat? Is it what's going on?
I personally feel like there's pieces to the puzzle that are missing, and people are only seeing 3/4 of this puzzle being put together, and they're missing different timeline aspects of this puzzle.
Okay, so be more specific. Which puzzle, honey? Which one?
With all the members that are involved right now, the key players, not the fucking extras that are sitting there rambling their mouths to get their 5 minutes of fame.
Right.
The actual key players.
Okay.
There's pieces of the puzzle that involve these key players that are not being brought out. And I personally, the only reason why I'm trying to be quiet is because there's a few things that even I myself said I'm looking beyond and past. And at this point, I'm just like,
So
is this in regards to the whole situation with the videos and with AJ and Melissa and who said and did what?
What, River?
Tilly, your camera's on. Wait, you know your camera's on, Tilly? Hit your screen.
Yeah, I know it's on, but how do I get my little icon thingy guy on?
What you do, tap your screen and it'll pull up and you can hit your camera and it'll turn it off.
Hit my camera.
Yeah.
There should be like a camera and a mic.
Little camera. Okay.
to the right of your screen.
Got it.
Click on the camera. There. Oh.
It's done. Oh, it's back on, Tilly. You did it. Hit it one more time. There you go. You're good now.
There you go.
There
you go.
Oh, Tilly, hi.
Hi. So, it's
So,
like this little green person.
just-
my little drawing isn't up there, huh?
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yes.
All right. I just thought it was a green guy. Okay.
Oh my God, it's thundering so bad.
Let me know when you are ready for me. You guys go ahead.
So, Crystal, honey, just to excuse me. Goodness. Just to finish my thought with you. Like, I understand the pressure that you are under coming from many ways.
Yes.
What I want you to do for you, sweetheart, is to just share what you need to share what you can share, keep what you need to keep, and keep concentrating on you, because you have something big coming up and you've gone through something devastating. So that's my prayer for you. I hope that's everyone's prayer for you.
I right now, I'm the one that feels like, not saying nobody else feels it more or less or nothing else. So don't nobody take offense. But I truly feel completely just caught in the absolute middle, because
Why?
Stephanie and Amanda are both my friends and I love them both to death. And I respect both of their decisions, regardless if I agree with it or not. And I always have. And I'm always going to be there for the two of them.
Okay.
But then at the same time, I'm sitting here and I think that, in the last 24 hours, the more I have learned about the situation in this scenario, and being able to watch everybody tonight, it's God honestly made me sit here and listen to everybody. But at the same time, my mind has been going 100 miles an hour, counting back from the very beginning to today.
Okay.
And
So tell me this, love. Tell me, what is your gut telling you? What's your gut telling you? You're a smart girl. Tell me.
You should never ignore your gut. I have learned that lesson.
Stephanie and Amanda, do you remember? And everybody who's watching can understand this. Y'all remember I was close with Savage. I stood up for Savage. I was all for Savage.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, we had that talk when I finally said, you know what, I can't do it no more. And I started stepping back, and we noticed Melissa started kissing Savage's ass. And I looked at you guys and I said, look at that. Don't y'all find it funny? Melissa sat there and watched me fucking go hard for Savage so much and talk so much shit about Savage at that point. And then all of a sudden, as soon as she realized I started backing up, there was Melissa's nose right up Savage's ass trying to take the place that I was stepping down from.
Mm-hmm.
And then I sat here and I got thinking about it and I got thinking about it. And then I was like, you know, I remember I called this when they first started talking and Melissa started going for fucking Savage. I even told Savage, and I'm sorry, I'm going to admit it. I even fucking called Savage. I had her cell phone number. I called Savage and sat on a phone call with Savage and straight told her, watch your shit. Watch your P's and Q's. Because this woman's fucking twisted. She's going to try to get you involved some shit. You just need to watch out. And that was me looking out for Savage.
Mm-hmm.
And I admit it. I will admit it right now. I did. I straight called Savage and even told her, don't trust Melissa. Watch Melissa. Stay the fuck away from Melissa. Melissa's out for blood, and this is all she's after. Melissa then started hanging out with Savage, and then that's when we started realizing all the fucking Val behavior all of a sudden. She was trying to be Savage's Yabba, if that makes sense. You look at MFW, when you think of MFW, you think of MFW and Yabba. And I remember having this conversation because I believe it was with Stephanie, Amanda, Baha, and somebody else that night. And I said, now watch. Melissa wants that spot. Melissa wants to be fucking Yabba for Savage. She wants to be the go hard girl for Savage. And she's probably going to do whatever it takes to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then the videos came out. The three of us kind of already knew where it came from and how it came from. And I'm going to rewind just a little bit.
Okay, you guys. Can I just interrupt right there? You guys. I mean, from the very beginning, as I remember it, suspected Melissa and Savage, and I don't know about AJ, but come on, they were in your head. Like, you suspected them from the very beginning, right?
Correct.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Steph.
Okay, go on.
Well, mainly, for me, it was always mainly Melissa and AJ. I did suspect a little bit of Savage, but not that much. And the only reason why I say this is I actually did talk to Savage on the phone on a regular basis, and I did get close with Savage. And even though I don't co-sign on the shit that she's done, I have discovered a few things about her. You gotta realize, anytime Savage actually does shit and gets called out on her shit, she has no hesitation on admitting her shit. She'll fucking straight tell you she did. She don't give a shit.
So, Crystal, let me ask you this, my love, quickly. Why did Savage say that I burned my own business down?
I don't know, because I honestly, I never was in any of that shit when it happened. Like, I didn't know. I only heard bits and pieces of it.
Going hard for Todd.
To be honest, Savage is kind of give and take. Give and take.
She either likes you or she don't. That's just her. Okay, and that's why I had to stop, because I couldn't do it, man. I was getting tired of the shit between Savage and MFW. It was getting to be ridiculous, and I couldn't co-sign it. I had my own shit going on. I didn't fucking need all that bullshit. And then, I sat there and I got on that live stream with MFW that night, and I went toe to toe with her. I'm a nobody. I even fucking told MFW I'm a nobody. Yeah. Like, I cut my own throat in front of fucking MFW.
Crystal, like you were. I give you so many props for that, because you were so brave that night. Yeah,
you surely had your friends back when she wasn't willing to have yours. So.
And then I sat there and I was like, you know what? And when I started backing down, I was like, I started doing a little research, and I was like, you know what? Ain't not one motherfucker ever did that for Savage. I was the only motherfucker that has ever had her back like that. I was the only motherfucker that took it that far. And I called Stephanie and Amanda one day. We were all talking, and I straight told them, I said, now I put $100 on it. If that shit was on Melissa's plate, Melissa would never fucking stand up and do that shit. And sure enough, Melissa had multiple chances, and she never would stand up and fucking do that shit for Savage.
Yep. You're right.
Well, this is kind of a minute thing compared to the big picture, but I was in, oh God, whose stream? Randy's last night. And I noticed that someone has made like a little troll account of me. And who do I blame that on? Sam Savage.
That means you're YouTube famous now, Kim.
I'm YouTube famous. My word. I don't want to be that. Shut up.
Well, see, and here's the thing that's
What were you gonna say?
the thing that sits on my head about thinking back to all this time frame is when we've already hashed out the story of why Melissa is not in our group no more. It was because I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Melissa was fucking at one point talking about how she didn't like Savage, and then she didn't like MFW, or she liked MFW and she didn't like Savage. And Baja called her a flip-flopper. And I'm not even going to say Baja was wrong, because on all honesty, Baja called it as she saw it, and we all did. We all saw it too. So it was correct. It was the correct thing to call her at that moment. Because she then started suckling up to Savage when she realized I was backing down.
He is a flip-flopper.
Wait. Sassy cat, you can't be bothered? What does that mean?
It's good not to be bothered.
Well, she's supposed to help our brains.
I think she's talking to someone in the chat, not to you guys.
Please help my brain.
Sassy wouldn't say that to this situation.
You know how Melissa was the one. Oh, go ahead, Tilly. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I can't see chat. And how do I pause it without dropping out? Is there any way I can do that? Or do I have to?
Are you on your phone, Tilly?
Yeah.
Okay, what you do, you just hit the home button and go to YouTube, and you can pull up this live stream and see the chat. Just pause the video when you pull it up.
Okay. How do I pause it? Okay. So do I?
Do you need to mute Tilly?
No. I'm good. I figured it out.
Okay, you got it. Okay. But what I was about to say, you know how Melissa said, oh, she doesn't drop screenshots and she doesn't share messages, and that's the reason why she can't prove Savage wrong? Well, she surely did it as fast as she could, sent something to Katie that apparently I said to her. I've seen this.
That's where I was going with this, Stephanie.
I don't even remember saying that to her. There's no date on it. I don't know where it's from. I haven't had a chance to go back and look through my DMs. For when that even came from, and Katie recapped it, and it wasn't. I think Katie took it way wrong, but that's her choice. She can feel however she wants to feel about that. I think the point is that Melissa took the first opportunity to be as fake as she, just to prove me as right as I thought already. Just turn around, and just yesterday, I don't share messages, I don't share screenshots, I don't share private information. Now you do. Go ahead, Crystal.
I mean, at first she was all about MFW and she hated Savage. And then as soon as I started backing up from Savage, she was all about Savage. And Baja called her out and called her a flip-flopper. And this is what's opening my eyes right now, you guys, okay? So Baja called her a flip-flopper. Mm-hmm. She got pissed off. Mm-hmm. The night that Baja and them had this argument, I wasn't even there. I was not in the chat. I had no recollection of it. I woke up the next morning and I realized something wasn't right. So I went to Melissa and I started talking to Melissa. Well, in the midst of the fight, Melissa was like talking to me as if we were still friends. and trying to get me to convince me to believe her over Baja, Stephanie, Amanda, and everybody else that Melissa was being bullied and blah, blah, blah. And like, I wouldn't go with her. Like, she knew I was friends with Savage. So it was like she was trying to sucker me in with her and Savage. And I was like, no, I'm good. And I even called her out on her shit. I called her out on the lie that she had got caught into in the midst of the argument, because she tried to lie and say that she was leaving the, you know, the group of all of us for this reason, when in reality it was another reason that I had nothing about. Well,
was it that excuse that she told you that day is because Baja had tweeted about sharing a DM? She didn't share a DM. She had tweeted about sharing a DM.
Well, so we were all on a call, and Melissa was flipping out on the call that night. And all I remember was I asked her, so, well, why did you lie? And she like kept flipping out. And then
Hey,
she
Steph. Sorry.
Wait, Dawn, why did you block me?
Honey.
I'm hurt that you blocked me, Dawn. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Dawn, you came to my DMs trash talking a friend of mine. I'm sorry that I went and told her.
You know what? This is the second stream tonight that she's brought this up again.
She has.
She's blocked me, and I don't even know why she blocked me. I don't even understand why Dawn blocked me.
She's here. Ask her. She's here.
I'd like to know what I did to you, Dawn. I haven't never done nothing to you.
Don't, please, while I'm on panel, you guys, please don't be mean to Dawn for me.
Gotta make it about Dawn now. That's all.
Hold on. Hold.
Dawn, you asked me to remove a video. You didn't ask me. What did I do?
I asked you to remove a video. Who?
She wanted me to remove my live stream because Minnie mentioned her name at the end of my live stream.
Please.
I wasn't going to delete a stream for somebody having an opinion on her.
For the record, no, ma'am. You can rewind that live stream. I never said a damn word about you, Dawn. Sorry. No, I will not co-sign for that.
You, Crystal. No,
she said because you were all. She said because you were all talking shit about me. When you say you all,
we're not. We shouldn't do this. Let's not let her take over the stream.
Yeah.
Can I have a wrench? Please wrench me. Wrench me.
Listen, Dawn. I just want to say this. I love you. I hope that you're doing well. Unblock me if you ever want to.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Oh my God, Steph.
I need a cigarette.
I do too. Can you?
Let's
let Tilly talk. I want to hear Tilly.
Are you sick? Yeah.
I want to hear Tilly too.
Sam, go away. God damn it. Sam Telfer. Really?
Go to bed. We need to, Marie. You're right.
If Sam's
explain, Sam, please explain why I'm an asshole. Please explain.
There's no freaking way.
Go to bed, Sam. Cock your gun. Protect your family. Go to bed.
Go live and stream my live stream and laugh because we're hurt.
Poor Tilly can't even be heard.
I'm an asshole.
Oh, back to my point. Sorry, I'm over here fucking wishing of a cigarette.
Or no? Oh my God.
What?
The videos and shit came out, and we already kind of knew who they were and what it was about because only Melissa knew certain fucking things. Savage didn't know certain aspects that were actually pointed out in the videos. The only person that would know certain points was Melissa because Melissa wasn't the only one in the group. Savage had left the group prior to that.
And
so
even when
Savage had no idea about.
Yeah, she wasn't even on Hangouts either. You know what I mean? Like she wouldn't talk to us on
the
Hangouts.
way I just talked to Dawn, I'm an asshole. You must have missed what happened, yesterday, day before? You don't know the story, so.
And it's like, I don't know. It just pisses me off because I, in a way, I feel like, we tried to give Melissa the benefit of the doubt and give her another pass. But then I'm sitting here and the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, she's fucked up quite a few times and has said more than, it does go more than these three, the stupid videos. It goes more than the fact that she doxed Stephanie. you know, she straight out did talk about burning people's houses down. She talked about punching me in the fucking face. She lied and pretended to be my friend and was talking mad shit about me behind my back. And then I sat here and I'm like, wait, all this shit. And you know, I was cool with saying, all right, fine, bygones be bygones, because Stephanie and Amanda were down for it. They're my two best friends. We are legit real life friends, you guys. Like, we do talk on a regular basis outside of YouTube and Twitter. We do have association going on. And I kept thinking of it, I'm like, you know, I honestly feel personally that Melissa used Savage because Melissa knew at that time we were all starting to like MFW. We all were. Me, Stephanie, Amanda, like we were all starting to like MFW. And Melissa seen that opportunity to grab and leech on Savage, to use Savage as her shield for her fucked up actions. And I'm not saying Melissa's the only one who did it, because I'm damn right saying AJ did 90% of this shit. Because if AJ works for the government, let's face it, AJ's the one that can get any and all information. It's the truth. If you work for the government, you have ways of getting anything and everything you want to know.
Good point. Good point.
And, you know, Melissa tried to attack me when she got called out on the fight.
Hey, Dawn came into my DMs talking shit about you. What happened? That's what I did. I didn't show her anything. I didn't.
Dawn, she didn't expect.
That's all I said to her.
She did not expect for Minnie to come and talk about it publicly.
And I said that.
Yeah. That is, Amanda just wanted to know what happened. She went to, you know, Minnie and was like, what's going on with Dawn? She didn't know that it was going to be brought publicly. She wasn't.
I didn't tell her what you said about her. I didn't show her the DM.
Nope, I got no DM. And I also apologized for losing my temper. And I also told you I would not speak about you anymore, which I have not.
So, Steph,
Obsessed Roach, that's completely incorrect. I know you're bullshitting and running at your mouth, because let me tell you something, sweetheart. I have enough evidence on my case that I ain't even got to worry about any of it. Nobody's recorded any of the hangouts. It's already been proven.
No, she didn't.
No.
Can I say something really quick? And it's not going to be angry.
Anyways, there's nothing in the hangouts to say. Whatever. Take them to court.
Okay, this is not going to be mean at all.
Hey,
I promise.
Hey. I'm sorry to interrupt, but Stephanie, Sam Tefler is in your comments right now making threats to me.
It's my comments, first of all.
Sorry, Amanda. I'm sorry, sweetheart.
I didn't address you first. You addressed me. Why is it okay? You are prepared to
go up and it's.
But you want to make.
You know, this is what Sam does. Okay, people. Hello.
Well, I realize that.
Sam Tefler.
Just filled with hate.
Telfer, whatever her name is.
Nothing but hate in her. Nothing.
I mean,
and for the record, Obsessed Roach, thanks for writing that comment in the chat, because one, you just verified that Trish is sitting here stalking shit still, and two, you verified that you are obsessively harassing me about my case. So thank you for that piece of evidence to go to court. Appreciate that.
We let Tilly.
Who was that? I still can't see the chat. I'm sorry, you guys.
Stephanie, I want to hear you. What do you have to say? It means a lot.
Who?
You, Tilly.
Stephanie. Me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I just wanted to know who you guys were, or who you were addressing just now, as far Crystal was, as far as like, well, thanks, I got that evidence. Was that to Dawn or to Sam?
No, whoever just put in there that the hangouts were recorded or whatever.
Oh, it was just some random whatever. Okay.
Yeah, I think it was just the troll account that said that.
Okay. Well, this is going to take me a minute. I mean, maybe there are just too many people on panel tonight for me to like adequately let you know like how it looks to me. And
go ahead. I want to hear from you. That's why I brought you up here.
Okay. Well, Okay, I've always really liked Stephanie. I've always really liked Amanda. I've always really enjoyed your guys' um, uh, streams and just the way you are, and it's been always fun and everything. But I did start to see, like, when Stephanie, when this thing went down with Savage, and I, all of us on the outside, we don't know what the crap's going on. We can only see, like, we know that you're having an issue with Melissa, and we know you're having an issue with Savage, or and that there were some there were some confidences broken, and that kind of thing. And it's just really confusing. Okay, so but at least so we know that, and so we know it's been ongoing for a while. And then when those videos showed up, we were all appalled. I'll speak for me. I was appalled. I was like, these are disgusting. We all were. I think as everybody who really saw them, who weren't involved with them, thought they were, awful, and couldn't imagine, like, how that must feel. And of course, we don't know how you guys are going to feel. It's you guys who are getting attacked.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of us feel very passionately for you guys. We're not in it, but we are. And we're on the sidelines saying this is wrong. We feel just as passionately about it, even though it's not happening to us. I mean,
Absolutely.
Of course we can't relate to that, but we can relate to being passionate about it. I certainly can. Because I think about how would I feel if that happened to me? So anyway, that was really devastating. And I felt from the very beginning, I got the feeling from Stephanie and maybe even Amanda that Melissa was the big person behind this, because there'd just been a falling out with Melissa. And I don't know when the Savage thing falling out came, but it was later, I think. But I remember it being a suspicion on everybody's part that Melissa had a big hand in it. Everyone was saying that looks like her house, that looks like her kids' hands, those look like, that just looks like Melissa all over the place.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I remember this.
And so, I thought that was a well-known thing. I thought from that point on, it was kind of like, well, it's a pretty big given that she was involved.
Mm-hmm.
And so then time passes, and I guess Savage, gets on the other side, and then she has this big thing with Katie, and then it's like a doxing war and blah blah blah, and I don't know what to think, because I thought I used to like Savage, but then when I see her on the other side, I think she's so vile. And then I know MFW can be vile too, but I never see her lying or anything. And I don't know about Savage or honesty or anything like that, but I do see her saying some dirty, filthy shit. It really is upsetting. And so, so when you had the falling out with Savage, and you really had a falling out with her as well, and then they kind of all like joined forces, and it was like, and I don't know AJ at all. I don't even know who she is. I'm too new to the community to know. But, it seemed like it was that little group. And so then I just assumed, like, the big driving force was Melissa. Savage was maybe involved somehow later on down the road. And we were batting these ideas back and forth. And I remember being really passionately pissed for you guys, and upset that someone would do that kind of crap. And so let's fast forward to Stephanie saying, I got the feeling, Stephanie, that, in fact, I think I heard you say it one day in a stream, that you were moving forward. This was water under the bridge. You and Melissa had mended ways. Did I just drop out?
No, you're here. You're here.
Okay. I heard something. Anyway, and I thought, okay, they've talked it out. Melissa's come clean or whatever, or Stephanie knows Melissa was involved, and she's decided to let it go and move on, because then you were suddenly talking to Melissa, and I thought, okay. And so I thought there was never any doubt that Melissa was involved. And then I see like Savage doing all of this stuff, and Savage hooking up with Sam and getting really filthy dirty and going after, everybody and their dog, but especially Katie. I think Katie is, kind of like how Crystal was describing her relationship with Savage. That's how I feel with Katie. I feel like she talks tough. She flies off the handle sometimes. She pops off. But that doesn't make her a bad person. She's never lied. She's always come clean. If she is wrong, she will admit it. And that's how I see it. And I think that's forgivable. I think the people that aren't forgivable are the people who are sneaky and shitty and behind the scenes and are doing things in a non-honest way. She can honestly be a shit sometimes, but she's at least honest. And
yes, I agree.
That's what I admire about her. I'd rather have that than some fool I can't trust. I don't know what they're saying to somebody else, and I don't know if they're going to be 100% honest with me. And so that's what I have always appreciated about her. I mean, she has thrown me out of her chats before. She's right. I haven't gone unscathed, but I've been like, look, I can let that go over letting something go like being lied to or not being able to trust her or her doing some shady shit, what I consider really shady.
Yeah.
And so that's why I've always had her back and kind of liked her from the moment I really started to know more and make that comparison. And you've got to shoot the shit, and then let's face it. I mean, Katie is a target. I mean, everybody's always dragging Katie.
Yeah, that's why I will never, no matter how, if she ever gets as mad as she wants to about me, I will never drag Katie. Never.
Well, I'm really glad, but I just feel like, she's defensive. Okay, she's on the defense.
Of course.
Because she just feels like everybody is after her.
And the things, Tilly, that I heard her say about me personally, they're not the way they happen. So I honestly think that she gets told things, and after a while she's going to believe it. So there's nothing I can do. And I respect her opinion 100%. That's her opinion. I respect it.
Right. So I'll just fast forward even more and just say, so this happened one time before when we were all in an MFW stream and there was something regarding Telfer, and you popped over there and Katie got pissed and he was like, what's she going over there for? Because the more attention you give to a shitster like Sam Telfer, and I really believe she's like at the center of a lot of this shit. I really think people like her are they're trying to break up friendships is how I see it. They're trying to break up people who have a relationship with each other. And
I agree.
I can't get down with that. I can't get down with that. That's awful in my opinion. That's worse than even making a shitty video like that. Just trying to break people up, and that's your only intention. That I just can't. And so you can see how Katie would like interpret you jumping over there as like kind of a betrayal of some kind. And then I thought you guys worked it out, but then it happened again, and the other night, and from my standpoint, I was like, what is Stephanie doing? And I did, because I was honest.
What do you mean, last night? Is that what you're talking about?
Was that last night?
Yeah, but you got to look at it from my perspective. She already literally had 2 drama lives about me at this point.
Oh no! No, I'm talking about. I don't know. You went over, and No, it was the second time you went over, and they were talking about the job thing. Katie had made that joke about calling what's her face's job, ATX's job, and before you waited a second to see that it was a joke, you ran over to Sam's, stream or whatever, and as you said, you were trying to find out the facts or whatever. But I just think by the mere fact of who Sam Telfer is and how she works and her background, I wouldn't do that. I would stick around and see what Katie had to say first.
But here's the thing. You have to realize I don't know Sam from back then. I only know from what
I don't either.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know her either, but I've seen enough of her that I'm like, this girl doesn't have such great intentions. I think she's here to make trouble, and it's pretty obvious to me. And so, even though I wasn't around for all of that crap where she doxed Yaba and her child and all of that other stuff, and has done this, that, and the other. Okay, this is what it boils down to. I don't see why Melissa is getting drugged, Savage is getting a pass, and AJ is getting drugged. And for some reason, Savage is not quite as culpable in all of this. And then who's there? Telfer, to drag this all up again, which I thought you had said was already water under the bridge.
And
that's
Tilly,
what
can I just say, Sam's in the chat right now as well. I don't know if you know that.
Oh yeah,
no,
she said in the chat.
Yeah.
There is anyone that was involved with that is equally shitty to me. Do you understand that?
What? Yeah, I agree.
That includes Savage.
I agree.
And
but it looks to me like now, Savage is somehow not as rotten as Melissa, not as rotten as AJ.
That's or Stephanie, that's what I meant, by people being really confused by it. That's just
the way. Not the case. The only thing that I said is that she was honest with me. She told me to my face. I didn't have to be lied about it, but it still doesn't make it any different that it happened. Does that make sense?
Sam, why are you yelling my background? ? Who asked you?
She's talking about what Tilly said. Tilly, she said her background from back when.
Well, all I can tell you, Sam, is that I know Yab a little bit better than I know you. I know Katie a little bit better than I know you. And if they tell me that you dragged their kids and dragged them, and I've seen evidence of it on Twitter, that's what I'm going to believe, Sam. So your background and what I know of your background, I mean, I might not know everything and I might not have been there for everything, but I've certainly seen enough to know who you are and what you do and how you work.
Absolutely. And also, may I say,
bullshit,
Sam Telfer, you're not going to sit in this chat and try to manipulate me or bitch me out.
Yeah, that's what you do, Sam. That's all you do.
You
manipulate things and you move little players around and you break people up, and that's how you do.
Are there no wrenches in the chat?
That's despicable, in my opinion.
I'm not a wrench, no.
Somebody block Sam for calling Tilly an idiot, please. I don't have a wrench on this account.
Well, you're an idiot, Sam.
Wait, what?
I consider you an idiot.
No one does.
Sam called Tilly an idiot, so just block her.
Type in the chat, please.
Logical or true or faithful to anyone, Sam? Who can trust you? I mean, I just don't understand anybody wanting to hook up.
And she thought she was doxing you, but she was doxed Chimama.
Someone wrench me.
Did I got you?
Stuff that you said about Crystal as well, fuck, that. It's just disgusting.
Can't keep up. What do you mean I can't keep up, Sam? What the fuck do you mean?
She's just
Bye.
she
Okay.
just hurls insults and I mean
So
that's
that's
what she
I
does.
want to have this discussion with you, Tilly, because your opinion means a lot to me. So I understand that it was confusing that I went on and talked to Sam and Savage. I get that, right? But
Yeah.
it doesn't.
Crystal, can you block her?
She's blocked already.
All right. Thank you.
I am equally the reason why I had to say something about Melissa today, because I had kind of already made it okay for me to talk to her in public and stuff. And then I decided today, unequivocally, after seeing the evidence, that I could not be okay with her. So that's why I had to say Melissa, and I didn't have to say that about Savage, because me and Savage weren't friends again. Does that make sense?
Yes. Well, sort of. I mean, I understand, but it's confusing for us. Do you see? You know, like
100%,
all of a sudden we thought you talked that out with Melissa. You'd always known she was some part of it, you know, and now all of a sudden you want to go backwards, you know.
The biggest part, I can see how it can look like I'm going backwards, right? The biggest part to me, and the reason why I couldn't get past it, was because I asked her directly, and she directly told me.
She lied to you.
Yeah. And I can't rebuild a friendship on a lie. I cannot personally.
And you know what, Stephanie, I absolutely understand that. And I understand you feeling that way. And I understand that. I totally get that. This is what I see. I see like Sam Telfer getting in the middle of it and trying to drudge it up again and trying to make it worse almost. Yes, okay, Melissa lied to you. I understand that. You can't be friends with her anymore or whatever. But what is Sam doing in it? Why is her hand in it? What is going on with it?
Answer that. I don't know. That's between her and Savage, you know?
I heard that Savage said these things on her own channel. So why did it have to be taken to the platform of Sam? I'll tell you why. Because she has a grudge and she has some revenge thing for like Katie and Yaba and
absolutely,
anyone who betrays her. And now she happens to have a grudge fest going for Melissa and for AJ. So it makes sense to me that she would put her fat head right in the middle of this and like drag everybody over and like make it more contentious than it already is. Do you see what I'm saying?
Well,
like,
absolutely. I agree with you 100%. Yes.
And one more thing I just want to say. So I'm in Katie's chat tonight, and Yaba came on and read a DM or a message that was from you to Melissa that said that you did not like Katie, that you didn't like her, and that your real intention was to collaborate with Savage and with Telfer, and it was some kind of a message, and basically said, I don't like Katie.
How come I can't see Vixen?
I can't see Vixen either.
I can see Vixen.
Why is Vixen?
Okay.
So why is?
Yeah.
Yes, I was waiting for that to stop. Kim, I commented up the chat.
What the fuck? Like, I don't even know you.
I won't. It doesn't mean I agree with everything it does. It doesn't. But I won't. I can't. Please don't.
That's fine. Just maybe answer why.
Do we know this is even Vixen? No, please don't attack Vixen. We don't even know if that's actually Vixen or not.
Vixen is my friend. Like,
yes.
Yeah. No,
not
I love Vixen.
Vixen.
She is my friend.
And so, Stephanie, can I just say that you're a good person, and with Sam in there, she is twisting this for her benefit only.
Of course she
Just
is.
for her.
Of course.
And she, you know, and that's just how it looks to me. And so I'm like, Stephanie, don't, you know, don't do that. And it would be better for you to go and talk it out with Katie or whatever and come to an understanding. And then when Yaba like revealed this message that you never did like Katie or whatever, then Katie was like, well, then my suspicion was right. And when
absolutely
Stephanie
not true. I don't know when this message. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm not saying one thing or another. I'm just saying that that's what was read and heard and whatever. And it was supposedly from you to Melissa saying, and it just looked like maybe you were cherry picking because Savage, Melissa, and AJ are all involved in this. But
yes,
since you prefer Savage, Telfer, and whatever, that they get that Savage gets a pass or whatever, or more of a pass than maybe the other people who were involved do, and that you never did like Katie, and that's where I'm coming from now.
No, no. I first of all do not prefer one of those three over another at all.
Okay.
Stephanie, was that message real?
I don't know. I went back and read it. There's no date on it. I have the screenshot from it. It doesn't say. I mean, I can read it. She didn't read it word for word. She paraphrased what she thought it said.
It's their choice to be up there.
No.
Please stop.
I don't know when it even came. I even had a chance to go back and look at it, but
listen, I don't want to put you on the spot right now or anything. I know it feels like that because I like you, Stephanie.
And no, you're not putting me on the spot. I want to talk to you.
Okay, well that's where that's coming from. I'm like, geez, how disingenuous. If that's true, then there always was like a conspiracy against Katie, and I take that personally now. I kind of have become like a warrior for her because I'm like, get off her back, you know, whether it's STS or Telfer or whomever. It just seems like everyone's dragging her day in and day out, and I get that she's not everyone's cup of tea.
Nowhere in this screenshot that I see in front of me, nowhere does it say that I never liked Katie. Nowhere.
May I interrupt? I am so sorry. I said the word sheeple. I'm going to retract that, and y'all figure it out.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Who's laughing? Tilly?
Like, seriously.
I don't either.
I can't
because I'm getting dragged for saying Katie and her sheeple. And so, no sheeple. Whatever. No sheeple. Fuck the sheeple. Fuck them all. Carry on. Jesus.
Okay.
Do you want me to read the screenshot that I have out right here? Yes. I don't know whether it's real or not. I don't know what date it comes from. It says SB at the top of it, and then it says SB, Stephanie. I don't even know if it's I don't know if it's a DM or text message. I can't tell what it is, but it says, this would be coming from me. I wanted to keep a good relationship with Sam so I could go on any panel and be okay. But Sam decided I was a threat, I guess, even though I told her, look, I want to work with you and ATX and whomever. And she said, yeah, she ain't going to call a truce ever. And then it says, I don't blame her for hating Katie. She has every right, and Yaba for that matter. But because I won't publicly denounce them, I guess is why she doesn't like me. Her loss. I just wish we could all work together and have banter.
Okay, I heard that is most of what Yaba read. And there was something in there about, I don't care for Katie, or I don't, Katie, I don't really like her that much. And I know,
Stephanie, if you didn't that though, can you see how easy it is to make
well,
up.
yes, but I also believe Yabba. You know what I'm saying? Yabba, whatever. And
I
so
don't
I
think
don't
that
know.
Yabba would. No, I don't think Yabba would lie.
I missed that
I
whole
don't think
thing,
she
so I
would
don't know.
either.
I can't speak.
But it came from Melissa. You know what I mean? So I honestly have
Yeah.
no idea.
Yeah,
Like
she,
I have to
Yeah.
go back and look through.
Yeah, but do you see how that kind of makes me think? Well, hell, Stephanie, you wanted to work with Sam Telfer. What's wrong with you? You know what I mean?
I've never said to Sam, I want to work with you. Never, not one day. We've never discussed anything.
Well, I know, but you don't have.
Okay, but look how easy it is to make that, to send that like that. Do you know what I'm saying?
You don't have to.
There's so many apps to do all that stuff, scrolling or not. That's all I'm saying.
No, you can't do it scrolling, Amanda. That's not a thing. I promise you.
If you make enough messages to where you can scroll through them.
Go onto an app. Go onto an app and do fake text messages and see what it looks like. It doesn't look like a phone message. It's weird.
I don't know. I've never used the apps. I was just wondering.
The only reason I know, remember,
way,
I made them about Sabrina. Go ahead, Tilly. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. By the way, Yabba never said on the panel tonight.
No, Little Miss is not getting wrenched.
That it came from Melissa. She did not say that.
Amanda, who?
Katie slipped up and said it later on, Tilly.
Little Miss, please stop going for Kim. But Kim, I don't want to wrench.
Okay, so it's been like 30 minutes.
Well, I haven't seen it. I'm sorry. I have not been paying attention to the chat.
Well, Kim, if it's bothering you, maybe just drop off.
I've been on the phone.
If it's bothering you, just drop off and, go to bed and sleep tonight.
Oh,
and then
thanks, Sesame Sun. Okay. All right, you guys. Much love. Good luck. Good night.
But Tilly, I can tell you, honestly, I liked Katie. I still like Katie. I'll still continue to like Katie, whether she likes me or not. I like her personality. I think she's entertaining. I do not have anything against her whatsoever. Never have.
Okay. Well, I guess this is my take-home message, because I really feel like I know how to read people. I feel like, and even both Yaba and Katie said, we really liked Stephanie, like we really trusted Stephanie, and wow, like I think they always liked you as well. And so my take home message is people like Sam Telfer, and I don't know about Savage. I've heard some pretty rank shit come out of Savage's mouth about Katie, sure, and other people, but I don't know how devious she is. I don't know if she's as devious maybe as people who look up everybody's shit and dox everybody and whatever. But I know that Sam does that, and I know that ATX does that, and I've been around long enough to see it, and I've been around long enough for them to admit it, at least ATX, and I saw what went down with that whole they called my job and blah 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 blah, and they dragged that out, and so I just see kind of the way it works, and I feel that is the problem. Those kind of people are the problem, and that's all
absolutely,
I want to say.
Tilly. I absolutely agree with you.
I do agree.
Yep, because I think you are good people and they are good people, and it's shitty that people get in the middle and try to wedge. I don't know what they get out of it. I don't know why. I don't know why that would be their end goal, is to break people up and break up friendships and break up long-time alliances or whatever, or people who just even merely like each other.
And just cause general mayhem as well.
Yes. Just get in there to cause contention and make things into a war. And that's all I see her doing. And so
I
don't
think
know. I think go ahead.
In a while, right? Like Katie will see how I really am. I I I feel like from a while ago she felt like I was a certain way that I'm not. Um, it may be because people, said this or that. I don't know. I don't think Katie watches me. I think whatever she thinks about me, people tell her, and that's not really her fault. You know what I mean? And I think she'll see eventually.
Steph, can I just be honest with you for 1 second? When I watched you on Sam's panel yesterday, like I my takeaway from it was that you'd like kind of thrown in the towel and sort of like gone over and made friends with them. Like that was what I felt.
Yeah, that's
happened.
how it appeared. Yeah.
Yeah, it really did. It came across that way.
You have to think about it from my perspective. I had already been on 2, not 1, but 2 of Katie's live streams going after me, and I never did that to her. So when Sam says to me,
sorry, spider. Sorry, I'm so sorry. There was a spider, and I'm a girl. So okay, carry on. I'm sorry.
When Sam said to me, if it comes out that this is the way that Katie is talking about you, blah blah, I said I wouldn't be surprised because she already doesn't like me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I watched her manipulate. I watched her say, and by the way, there have been conversations going on about how ATX or Catherine, or however she says it so nastily, wants to take you down, Stephanie. And she wants to take you down and your channel down, and that is her end goal. And I have seen the conversations, and I have heard from the people, and I don't believe that for a fucking minute.
Why would she?
Who on earth is Sam talking to that Katie would talk to that's having these conversations? Do you know what I mean? Where would she even get this information from?
When I answered that, I said I wouldn't be surprised just because she's mad at me. I don't think that she would do that. I'm not that relevant to her. You know what I mean?
But I'm not blaming you so much as like maybe letting her say that without maybe saying, oh, I don't believe Katie would ever do that. But I understand where you're coming from. But what I'm saying is I watched Sam Telfer twist that. I watched it with my own eyes. I watched her make up her own little narrative and make up her own little story and basically make it true when it was a complete falsehood, I'm sure.
And if somebody already feels worried about, like, maybe like it feels worried about whether, like you're a friend to them or not, it could really appear.
Yes.
Like it's like, okay, well, that's the, nail in the coffin right there. Like, that's
like Stephanie's already wary and Katie's already wary. And so they're working on them both.
Yep.
And, Katie indirectly, Stephanie directly. And I just think it's shitty. And that's what really makes me mad. And I think those are the really nefarious people, and I get, so it's more about that for me than even the Melissa thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
I think though, in the long run, when none of those things happen that Katie was told I was going to do, she'll see. You know what I mean? There's nothing else I can do other than
that. And sometimes it just takes time.
Yeah, and I wouldn't drag anyone with that without reason. I wouldn't do that, right? And I wouldn't do it to Katie anyways.
Right. And I get that feeling, Stephanie. I mean, I never felt like you did not like Katie. And so when that was read out like that, I was like, wow. A lot of people were like, wow.
They're
not starting anything.
This came from the person that called her Wonder Cunt and made a video on her birthday with a cow in it.
Yeah.
Why would Katie even listen to her?
Does she know that was Melissa's doing and all of that stuff. Like, I don't
But
even know about that stuff.
I don't
Can
know.
I say
Sure.
can I say something else like as well? I kind of think that there's the feeling that because we were all friends to begin with, like like in the very beginning, like Melissa, Savage, me, you, Crystal, Amanda, that I think there was kind of this feeling that there was this sort of like, you know, that after everything that had happened, that, you know, we were still kind of, that we were going to reconnect as friends. Do you know what I mean? Like, I
Okay.
I think people
Yeah.
kind of maybe got that feeling that, you know, it's like,
I
okay,
did
yeah,
hear
all
Katie
right,
say that. I did hear Katie say that she thought I was friends with Savage again. I was like,
yeah. Like I think it's like, okay, well, you were friends before, like, you know, you're probably, you know, like going to go back to being friends again, you know, so.
I could totally see that. I think this community, it either has to be you love them or you hate them. There can't be this, I forgive you, and we just don't talk to each other. We just don't bother each other. Gray area. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like, I either have to be going after you and talking about you, or we're friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's not
And
the case.
because there were people that I did once like speak to outside of YouTube, there are people that like, no, we are absolutely not friends anymore, but I just don't, I don't speak about publicly because I have had a personal relationship with them, and I feel I would do that for anybody. Do you know what I mean? It's
Exactly.
like,
Yeah.
I look, I know things about this person, their family, this, that, you know, I just don't want to, like, I might be angry at them, but I'm not going to, you know, talk shit on them. And yeah.
Right. And I've only ever heard Stephanie like really get upset and express her feelings when it did come to like Savage and,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
I have to be emotionally invested in something to care about, like to go off about it. Unless maybe there might be something else I can think of, but off the top of my head, I kind of have to be hurt.
And Stephanie, I think there was this like you know, question of whether you were still emotionally invested with Savage. You know, like there's been a lingering sort of question of, you know, do you want to rekindle that friendship with her? Is that on the cards?
Yeah.
Or, you know, that yeah. So that's probably
it was
where
never,
that comes from.
For the record, on record, it was never about that. And she knows that too, right? Like she understands she wouldn't want to be friends with somebody that made a video with her doxing information in that. You know what I mean? I'm sure she understands that. I think anybody would understand that.
Well, and listen, you know, I'm not like, well, let's never forgive people and let's march on and never forgive and never. I'm not saying that that's the way to be. Like, I think it's fine to be able to forgive, forget, move on, whatever. But it just seemed like it was lopsided. It just, you know.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's not at all.
That maybe some people got a pass and other people didn't. And then I think because as well, the other thing was there was, okay, Steph, like I think it goes back to that stream that you did like a week ago where you had Sam on the panel and Katie was upset about that. And like, but you were just trying to get Sam's side of it. But like there was already like that was when Melissa and everybody sort of, you know, Melissa came in and she's like, hey, can't we all be friends, you know?
That was the night Katie said I was dead to her, remember?
Yeah and
that's
then
why I did that night. I did that out of
and then things were like, you know, like then with Melissa, everything kind of settled down, you know, like, okay, Melissa's back part of the community. She's not on their side anymore, you know, and then she had that big fight with them. And then now we're back to not being friends with Melissa. And, you know, it was like, but Savage's honesty is, you know, it's confusing to a lot of people. It's just, I think everybody's super confused.
Yeah, I made a joke and said I had whiplash the other day. I'm like, I have whiplash in the community.
Chilly, right?
That's funny. I don't know if I put off the impression that me and Savage were going to be friends again. I don't know how that would be. That's not the case.
Right. I just think that, okay, this is why Katie's currently having a problem with Bea and Randy, and she loves them. She just says we have to part ways because they don't see a problem with hopping over to Sam's chat or something, or letting Sam call them and involve them somehow. And looking at it from her viewpoint, I can understand that, because she feels like you are actually going to entertain and talk to somebody who has dragged me so horribly and been so horrible to me. And so that,
and it's hurt her so badly. Yeah.
I can understand her.
But then I also get where Bea and Randy are coming from, and I love them as well.
It's a hard situation.
It really is. It really is.
It's a hard situation. And I hate that happened, and the Melissa thing happened right at the same time. I think that's why it felt like it was so much to everybody.
Yeah.
All at once,
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was a lot.
Yeah. Oh, I really appreciate you letting me babble on about that. I think I got it out pretty well, not perfectly.
Absolutely, Tilly.
You did amazingly. And I appreciate your opinion anytime.
Okay. I'm just trying to let you know how some of us see it. And, without saying, I think this is a bad person and this is a bad person, I think we need to really look at who the people are in the community who really, they like to wreak havoc. They like to see the chaos and the discord and the contention. And those are the people that are more of a problem than even the players.
I can guarantee you that'll never be me. That'll never be me. Anything I ever do, I do not do it out of malice intentions.
No, and I get that, Stephanie. I just in fact, people were saying in that chat, that doesn't sound like something Stephanie would say. And then Yaba was saying, but she did say it. Here it is. And so you can see how this stuff goes around. And it's just
100%.
People are going to feel upset. Yeah.
The part that I don't get, which it literally blows my mind, that Katie would get that from Melissa and believe what Melissa says when Melissa has been awful to her. Things I would never say about anybody, my worst enemy, let alone Katie.
Yeah, I can't speak to that because I don't know what Melissa has done to Katie in particular. I know that Melissa's done some pretty shady shit. I have heard tell of it. I hadn't, I was.
Even saying wonder cunt is disgusting.
Oh, that's awful. It's awful.
And talking about her weight, that is absolutely ridiculous.
It's just disgusting. I can't stand it. It's disgusting. It's petty. It's immature. I can't use enough adjectives. But I just, so I have no time for people like that, and
same.
But I thought once you were okay with Melissa, there was some kind of understanding, and I was like, okay, well, I'll be cool with her too, and then all of a sudden it was not cool with her any longer. And I don't know, it just got very confusing. And then, if she's still got her foot in things and is sending maybe DMs or messages to people to defend herself, but they're not completely honest, I don't know what to say.
She claimed that she couldn't defend herself against what Savage was saying because she would never share messages or DMs, but then turned around and sent whatever that is that she sent to Katie about me.
I'm assuming that was from Melissa. I tell you, I did not hear that with my own ears.
I did. Go back and listen. It's there.
Okay.
She said Melissa sent that to me. I don't think she meant to say that, but I don't think she cares, honestly, because she doesn't have any loyalty to Melissa. Why would she?
I think she said, well, who cares? Read it out, tell us who sent it or whatever.
Yeah.
But I remember Yaba saying, well, maybe I shouldn't say da da da. I just really didn't hear her name. But then, like, someone told me later that her name was brought up and that's who probably sent it. And I don't know why. I'm not exactly sure why they would trust that over everything else, except that it's just a great big clusterfuck right now. And I don't know.
I think that Katie thinks I'm super shady because I've, went on Sam's panel. I don't know why, if I'm doing something in public where everybody can see and hear, I don't know. Time will tell,
Yes, I agree. And I really have belief and faith and I really believe in Katie enough to believe that I think she's just reeling right now. And she's like, man, I can't win. I can't win for losing.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's kind of reactionary right now. And she's
absolutely. I couldn't imagine having to deal with what she has to deal with. I can't blame her for any actions that she takes. I don't know. I would maybe be acting the same way if I dealt with the same shit she deals with. You never know until you're that person.
Right. Well, I just hope, it can be worked out at some point, but I also realize that sometimes things just take time. Absolutely. And they do work themselves out. So I really appreciate you letting me be brutally honest and speak up. And I thanks Amanda for letting me come on. I appreciate
Tilly,
it.
you are awesome, and I love you so much. I really love you.
I love you, Tilly.
I love you, Minnie. I love you all so much. I really do. You guys get me through a lot of my difficult.
Love you, Tilly. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Amanda. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye, honey.
Bye.
Bye, Tilly.
I agree, Irish, very much.
Why can't everyone just move along? If some people don't like Who Cares, sorry, I am a bit lost. Yeah,
I think another thing is the problem is people thought we'd actually moved on, and then it's sort of gone back to being the way, probably even worse than it was before. So I think people are just super confused. They really are.
I can totally understand that. What happened was, Marie, was I can't. I cannot, not tonight. Anyways, what happened is that okay, get it together.
Okay.
Was that I kind of just believed, and we believed that that the screenshot that Savage shown was fake because Melissa said it was. Well, then last night, Savage shown a video of her scrolling through the DMs. So it's absolutely not fake. It's true. And I decided that I can't personally be cool with somebody that had any part to do with doxing me. Oh my God, Beck.
Can I say something? Beck, nobody cares. Really, honestly, nobody cares or believes anything you say. You can say and do whatever you want. You could tell me the sky was blue and I wouldn't believe you. I would go check.
With you, Beck. I cannot with you.
Amen, Minnie.
Oh, and P.S. I saw you and Mama
will
Bear's
say
cat playing the victim.
Glad that Beck has come to that conclusion because
goodbye.
You hit the
Beck,
right one.
You made your bed. Lay in it.
With Mama Bear.
So
it's been a really big day for everybody. It's been a super big day.
The balls, man.
But the more you talk about it, the more others will get a kick out of your hurt. No, I know, Marie. You're totally right.
Irish, I was crying on live stream and Sam streamed it and laughed at it or something. I don't know.
All I have to say is, Ash, from now on out, I'm going to be saying sweet niblets.
That's
sweet niblets.
Sweet niblets.
Sweet niblets.
Her coming in here saying she doesn't agree with Sam is not going to fix anything.
Her coming in here saying she doesn't agree with Sam is laughable when I've seen the stream she's been in the past 2 weeks.
Sam's your fucking wrench.
vice versa too.
I saw your little sob stories that were untrue.
You have hurt really good people. One of them being on panel, and you come in here. Hi, everybody on panel.
You never hurt me. I never let you close enough to hurt me.
Not important enough to hurt me, so.
You hurt Cash. You hurt Carly.
She could stab me and I wouldn't believe it.
Yes, Maggie, I will. If I can find my phone.
I literally can't. I can't.
But,
I don't.
Hannah Montana.
but yes, Irish.
Oh my
I
God.
was crying. And Sam was laughing at it. Apparently,
I had to come in and help them not be sad anymore. They were sad because I fucking.
I was sad because I'm so confused. Like I was so confused.
She was crying because I'm an idiot.
Everyone was so confused.
Why
did you
why did they even allow me up here? I don't know.
Wait, can I get this straight? Cash, did you cry because you were confused?
Yes, I was confused
You're
and
so
emotionally
cute.
hurt.
He has literally the biggest heart of anybody you'll ever meet, I think.
Stephanie, you know what that means, right? We've got one more member to our very small group of crybabies, and I'm included in that, so don't worry.
I cried today.
Thank you, Minnie.
Talking to
I cry when I'm angry.
panel. Me too, Minnie.
Oh,
Me
man.
too.
Especially when I have to rein in that anger, like the other night, then I end up getting really upset because now it has nowhere else to go, so it turns into tears.
I do the same thing and I knew that I was right and that woman wouldn't back down and I couldn't do anything but get upset. I had no other way to make this woman quit lying about me. And I cried.
Hi, y'all.
Hi, Sass.
Hey,
That's
Sam.
Oh, wait.
Before is Kim still on the panel?
Who?
Tilly. Yeah, she's still here.
No, she's not on the panel.
Oh, it takes a while to drop off, I think.
I see her picture.
I think it takes a while to drop off.
I have a question for Sass before we get into the psychiatry.
What's the number?
Sass.
Yeah.
I just bought my psychiatry book for this semester. You're totally going to help me out, right?
I thought, yes. And this is good because we can cross-reference what we're learning, which is awesome.
Hey, Bagida. Yay!
You know, I just wanted to say from people watching, right? So I've been a viewer for years, and I only started commenting, last year. But I bounce around YouTube. This is the only community that I've seen that's small, and yet has its own internal drama channels and its own internal hate on hate channels and stuff like that.
All the time.
And yet the worst part is that you look at the successful YouTubers. So you look at the successful people, like there's Tati. Okay, she's a beauty guru. She has millions of followers. She gets a lot of hate. She doesn't respond to it. She completely ignores it. The successful YouTubers, they get hate. They get trolls. They get people who come at them all the time. You can't think that they don't. But they know what toxic is, and they just ignore it. I mean, I think I'm like the resident ice queen hearing you guys talk when I came in and you were talking about how you say things and then you cry. I get it. I totally get it because you're invested. I've had so many of these people, I think, in my life, though, that I really understand that they did me a favor. Whenever I found out that they weren't worth my time, thank God I didn't waste more of it and I'm moving on. It's just, I don't even have time for toxic. I just don't. And by toxic, I mean things like doxing. Mean, horrible things that if you look at what someone does and say, I don't agree, or I could never do that to someone, then you need to take a step back and look at that person. Because Stephanie made a really, really good point earlier.
Of course I did.
Love you, girl. and you said, I can't be cool with someone who lies to my face. I mean, and and truthfully, even if right now there was an apology, if I were you in your shoes, I still would not accept it. I would say, okay, that's fine. I've already forgiven you. There's not even a need for an apology, but I'm done. Like, I'm not going to go down that road. If I've seen you share DMs between someone that you thought that you were friends with and you get mad at them, and because you get mad at them, you share their messages, I don't agree with that. I won't be a friend to a person like that. I don't do that myself. And if someone did that, it just shows me what their character is. So I just take a step back from that person. You know, even if I'm cool to them, even if they've never done anything to me, I have learned that I watch people's behavior in general towards other people and towards the world. If they're kissing my ass and yet they're horrible to others, I no longer live in a world where I think that's not going to happen to me, or they'll never do that to me. I live in a world saying they do those things and therefore they would do it to me, given the right circumstances.
What do you think about, okay, so my theory on this, from an outsider's opinion, is that you need to cling to your morals, because from my very favorite Broadway show, Hamilton, there is a very good line on there that says, if you stand for nothing, what will you fall for?
That's right.
Well, yeah, I've heard it.
No, I mean,
so
do you
what's the
agree?
question? Well, okay, so I stand on my own principles, my own values.
Same.
And so what happens is when I'm in a group of people, I imagine that I'm standing on like a slab of cement, right? Mm-hmm. And gradually parts of it start turning to quicksand where the people fall through. And I look at who's standing with me on hard cement. Mm-hmm. So if I see that the person, if I'm standing on a principle, basically, that I'm against doxing, I'm against doxing no matter who it is. I just think it's horrible. And I just think the worst people of the world actually do things like that.
I agree with you completely. I was just asking in general. I was thinking about the lyric and it came in my head. It had nothing. I don't agree with doxing at all. I was just saying that when I stand next to my morals, I don't fall for anything else.
That's right. Those who stand for nothing fall for everything.
Absolutely.
Well, yes. But the thing is we're told constantly, like, well, you need to be forgiving. And I've said this before, you guys will recognize it. When toxic is toxic and you see someone lies, betrays people, backstabs people, all of these things, and they identify themselves by their behavior or by their words, then immediately you recognize them for who they're saying they are, and you treat them accordingly. And even if they've not done anything to you, even if they've been just the kindest person in the world, if you aren't smart enough to look at how they treat everybody else, then you're really setting yourself up for a fall. And some people need to keep learning that lesson until they understand not everyone has good hearts. Not everyone has good intentions. There are people out there who love to see drama. They love to see people crying. Mm-hmm. They love, and if they know that they are the ones that did it, they're even more gleeful. And it's just, once you see that, it's just, to me, like I said, I'm the ice queen. I don't have tears to spend on that. I just thank them for allowing me to see that they're scummy and that I don't waste my time.
Sometimes I feel like I expect that everybody is the way that I am. So when I ask someone something and they tell me that it's not true, I want to believe them because I know I wouldn't lie if I was in that situation.
I completely get you, Stephanie.
And that is the biggest lesson, because we're in danger if we constantly project that because we are one way, someone else will be that way, right?
Yeah.
So looking at the kind old man driving the panel van, there's no way that he's a rapist. Well, yeah, he could be. You know what I mean?
Like, driving the panel van.
With the free candy.
He's the rapist.
Yeah, I was watching something about Larry Singleton earlier. So anyway, I used to be really into serial killers and shit like that. But anyway, so, you have to believe that when you encounter someone, you give them the benefit of the doubt. Sure. I'm all about that. I'm all about letting someone show me who they really are.
Mm-hmm.
But when they do, I do not disbelieve them, and I don't try and second guess and try and give them passes or hear them say, oh, yeah, well, I called you all those names, and yeah, I scratched your car, but I was having a really bad day, and these people made me do it. Okay, all of that right there is toxic, toxic, toxic.
Yeah.
Toxic, toxic, toxic. Like, you scratched my car, who would do that? You know what I mean? Or you outed me, or I saw you use DMs against someone else that were private. Like, why would you even, again, Stephanie, so proud of you earlier. You said that you had screenshots and you could show it, and you weren't going to because that's your principles. You do not show private messages, even if you aren't friends with that person, even if it's going to prove your point, you're just not going to go there.
The excuse that I got was, well, everybody says mean things when they're angry. But
no, they don't. No, they don't. No, they don't.
I wouldn't do that to someone.
No. I hate that most of all is that when people start saying, well, everybody does. No. Everybody doesn't lie all the time. Everybody doesn't lash out in anger. Lots of us as adults have learned not to do that with friends. When we're friends with someone and we're angry with them, we may talk to them and say, I'm mad at you because, but that doesn't mean that I go on a tirade and I start cussing someone out. That's not, no. Everybody doesn't do that.
No, absolutely. Because if everybody did that, I would have done something shitty in the situation. Any of us would have done it.
You would have done it too. So everybody doesn't, but that's a toxic person's way of blending in and making it like, oh, but I'm not any different than anybody else. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Toxic people are between 10 to 25% of any community. And on YouTube, it's probably higher because, it's a narcissist dream.
It is totally right. Yes.
There's healthy people here and there's unhealthy people here. I mean, you look at, maybe people don't understand or know about him, but Onision's been on this platform for a long time. Mm-hmm. He is very, very much toxic and unhealthy. And all of his language is very toxic and unhealthy. And there's plenty of YouTubers who use him as content. Yeah. Not their sole content, but they explain this is what toxic behavior is, or this is what he did and it's toxic. We have them around us, and they're here in this little community too. And what I won't say I have a problem with it, but what I really hate is the people who do genuinely have good hearts going back again and again and again, and then being told, well, but they have such a good heart. What we need to say is, you're going to keep doing that till you learn a lesson. And I'm not going to feel sorry when it happens again if it's happened prior. You know what I mean? If someone hasn't had an encounter with someone and it was really bad, and then they're brought back and they're said, oh, that's so bad that happened, and they go back for more again, then it's not for anyone to caution them. They go on their way. When they come back, have you learned yet? Mm-hmm. Have you learned that there's certain people that if you reach out to them, your hands will get chopped off with a hatchet? Right. Have you learned? Because otherwise, that person, when they keep reaching out, they keep bringing that person, trying to bring that person back in this happy, fun, we all got to get along. That's not, no. I specifically do not get along with certain people on purpose.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I'm a very giving, absolutely loving, kind person for those who are entitled to it, for those who deserve it, and to those who I don't know yet. But when someone shows me their true colors, I don't have a care in the world about them. I just cannot be bothered. When things like earlier tonight, when someone came into the chat and tried to cause trouble and tried to get everyone on panel talking to them, trying to derail what the chat was about and make it all about them, that's when we ignore.
We did really good with that. I was really proud of us.
You did. You did. And I mean, but she baited a couple of people a couple of times, but it was pulled back. But you have to understand that's what that person wants, is to bait people, to make them upset, to get them screaming and riled up and then laugh. I mean, or get them crying and then laugh at them. You know, it's just gross. Just absolutely gross.
Yeah. And then another thing with her, like I went back and looked through a couple of videos, just a couple. I don't even know, it might have just been one. Every single comment is mean as shit. And now, like then it was Katie and us. Now it'll be whoever else she's mad at, but it's always just mean shit.
Yeah. Donna, it was Toxic Telfer. That's who it was. Toxic Telfer. That's my name for her. But anyway, yeah.
Stephanie, is that the one is that who you're saying always has the mean comments?
No, Melissa is who I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
sorry.
No. Clarify.
Donna asked a question of who I was talking about, and that's what it was.
Oh,
but
okay.
Yeah. But Stephanie makes a great point. You know, there's kind of funny comments, and then there's the ones that are just down and dirty and just vicious, mean. Like where it's like, ooh, damn. Like, I watch out for those people too. Like that just lets me know you go hardcore. I'm even when I freeze people out, I'm not mean to them because I don't like being that person.
I'm saying I don't want to be mean to anyone, and I don't want anybody to be mean to her. Just even though she's mean, I'm just not a mean person. I'm not going to be mean and say mean things about her personally.
Well, I got from the whole thing today that started off with your stream stuff is that you were saying, I got information and I'm just saying that from now on, I am just not going to be associating with this particular person.
Right.
And I'm not going to be associating with, there's been a couple of other people that I've had this same rule with. Mm-hmm. And I'm just including another person in that rule that I'm not going to associate. That's all. That's all.
It doesn't have to be any more than that. And that's why I was trying to explain to people that are trying to like defend her. There's nothing to defend. You're making it worse for your friend.
Well, yeah. And it's not, go ahead and love that person, like that person. That's fine. Absolutely. I'm not going to fuck with them. Like, I'm not going to mess with them. I'm not going to be conversating. We're not going to be friends. I'm not going to be, there's just nothing. It's going to be nothing.
And see, that's what I don't understand, because if somebody came to me today, and I've had it happen before because my best friend is really hard to get along with. If someone came to me and said, we can't go out as three people anymore because I really can't get along with her, but didn't say anything else, just was letting me know, I would be totally fine with that. You know, it wasn't like Stephanie went and bashed people.
Well, I think Melissa was in public, right? It was her two friends that made it 10 times worse. It was her friends that decided to go on panels, not her. They weren't doing her any favors.
Right.
At all.
But I mean, but that's just what I'm saying. I mean, if they came to me, and I'm using my best friend because it's the closest example I have, but if someone came to me and started shit talking her and said, "Oh, I can't fucking believe you're still friends with her, and if you're friends with her, you can't be friends with me." Well, bye, Felicia, because I mean, I'm going to be friends with whoever I want to be friends with, and you are never going to change that.
Well, that's where we look at it and go, okay, so I can kind of understand Katie's point, though, because B at some point is going to be supporting Telfer. Randy is going to be called in because she's B's best friend. And Katie doesn't want to see people that she associates with constantly support someone who was so incredibly vile to her. I mean, and still tries to do things to her life, like constantly. Yep. So,
yeah, that is a situation. I can see from both sides how that is.
But I mean, in general, the general conversation that was going around was, and correct me if I'm wrong, but what I gathered from the chat and all of these panels today was, how could Stephanie be in that chat? Why are we judging her for going up on that panel? Not us, not we, us, but why? I don't understand why it got to that point is, I guess, what I'm saying. I don't understand it. It wasn't like she was in there planning birthday parties.
No. I think originally the misunderstanding was that, and there's a take of the community that is following the misunderstanding, the misunderstanding that I see is that Stephanie was fact finding at that point.
And that's how I saw it.
And that's all she was doing is fact finding. And Katie thought it was riding both sides of the fence. And really it was standing on the fence, looking at both sides, going, what is going on? Not being in one side and then coming over to be in another. That's not what she was doing. But that was a misunderstanding. And hopefully at some point it will clarify itself, because that's what I saw. And I know from Stephanie talking about it that I'm dead on with what I saw. That's all she was doing. She wasn't condoning anything that was being done. She wasn't saying, "Oh my God, really?" Not anything like that.
And
she was asking specific questions. That's okay. She was just asking specific questions to try and figure out what the hell is going on. And part of her confusion was that she doesn't know a certain person to be a liar. And so when that person said something, she was leaning towards believing because she doesn't know them as a liar.
And how come nobody ever made mention today, because I can't be the only one that watched that stream. How come no one has said, but wait a minute, guys, when they started to talk about Rosie, Stephanie said, I'm gone.
Because everything that it was about today, see, this is what happens too. And you guys have all witnessed this. Something can start off about something, and then it turns into something else, something else, something else, something else. And the whole thing gets into a convoluted snowball. Mm-hmm. And I can see that with what was being brought up about Stephanie being in the chat, that if it gone off in the rails with people trying to defend one side or the other or say certain things or whatever, that's what it would become about. And it wasn't even trying to be about that.
Okay, hold on. Sorry, Ash. I really was listening to most of them. I'm sorry if you said that already. I didn't see it. I'm sorry.
I appreciate that, Ash.
But I saw that. I mean, I was thinking it. I just never said it today because chat was going 90-0, so.
Yeah, and one thing I completely disagree with too that I've seen quite often is, okay, so let's say we're here on panel right now. So let's say, Minnie, that you're not here and you and I have had some kind of a disagreement, right? So I say to Stephanie, why did Minnie say XYZ? Well, why is Stephanie supposed to answer for that? Why is Stephanie supposed to have any kind of an answer for something that Minnie did or Minnie said? Mm-hmm. That's one thing we need to curtail kind of in this community too, is talk directly to that person, or don't ask these weird questions about why someone did something when it's not the person that did it. How are they supposed to come up with an answer for that?
Yeah, I agree.
And it just ends up dragging other people in, trying to explain someone else's actions and put them in the middle of things when they're not even in it.
Right.
They weren't part of it.
It made me so, I don't know, it made me feel bad because I could clearly see what Stephanie was doing. Yeah. And I know it got misinterpreted, and I understand that. I really do. But that doesn't stop me from feeling bad for her, because I wish people would just step away from the hate and realize what was actually going on. And I know that's hard. I mean, I know that can be hard, is what I mean. But, I mean, it was clear. It was so incredibly clear what she was doing.
Well, we could see that, but also we're not emotionally bought in. And so just like, we were talking about assuming that everyone has a good heart because you have a good heart. If you're emotionally bought in and you're already thinking on the defensive that people are out to get you, and then you see certain things, it could be just misinterpreted because you're already emotional, And so I do understand that. I think Stephanie's behavior moving forward, her behavior up to now already speaks to me personally. But I think people will see moving forward, she is the way she is. She is fact-finding and she's not about bullshit. So if someone's toxic, she's not about that. If someone wants to have a platform and talk and stuff, she's all about it, but just don't hurt people. And if you do, she's probably not going to be cool with you. That's just that.
And I have seen her graciously back down when she's been wrong about anything.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, and that's part of it, too, when we hear apologies. What I've heard from Stephanie when it comes to, because there's apologies all over YouTube. Okay. People are always putting their foot in it and then coming back and having to apologize. But you can really tell from someone's apology if they are toxic or if they're not. Because toxic people will say, I'm sorry, but blah, 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 blah.
Right.
People who are accountable say, I'm sorry, I take full responsibility. I did that and it was a mistake. I am sorry. And that's exactly almost word for word what I've heard Stephanie say at times.
Absolutely. I mean, I haven't known her that long, but I've heard her say it at least once.
Yeah.
I can't remember what about, but Stephanie, you did. I remember. It was awesome.
See how we love you, girl. Is she even here? Stephanie, are you just typing in the chat and not talking to us anymore?
Has she broke up with us?
Did she go away?
She's probably muted.
She probably is muted. Stephanie, we were talking to you, girl.
And Amanda, we love you too.
Yes, absolutely. And Amanda, it was breaking my heart when you were crying. This is when I wish I could give you like my icy heart. I have, like I said, I'm a really gushy person, but when I freeze people out, I really do. There is no, to me, they become like a black hefty garbage bag. Like I don't talk to trash and say, how are you feeling now that I put you outside? I really don't. Once they're out, they're just, I don't wonder what the garbage is thinking. I don't wonder how the garbage feels about what I just said. I don't.
It's a serious point. It really is, but leave it to you to make it adorable.
Well, thank you.
It is adorable.
But really,
yes.
when you take garbage out, when you realize something is stinking up your life and is toxic, and you take it out, then you realize that it had to go. There's no, and I'm sorry to put it this way, Amanda, I don't mean to slight anyone's feelings or anything, but at some point you have to realize and say, thank you for letting me know you were garbage and that you were what was stinking up my house. And I'm so glad I've identified you now, and bye-bye. Bye-bye.
It's
no crying over the garbage.
It's like you are either consciously or subconsciously allowing them to get away with the behavior, correct? By not putting them out.
Well, the worst part is, when people have gone through bad things and they've been the one that's been forgiven, they think that when people are doing bad things, that these people are capable of being good. And sometimes people aren't. Sometimes they don't care about being good. They don't care about being kind. They talk a good game about being good and kind, but their actions and behaviors speak otherwise.
Right.
So if you look at actions, especially if there's a pattern to someone's behavior, then you should recognize them for who they are. That's who they are. Words are what we say is who we want to be, and what we do is who we really are.
And see, that's why I spent all day long, just listening. This was the last one where I actually asked for a link, because I've been watching them all day because I wanted to see everyone's perspective. And the only one that even sounded remotely logical, and I'm not saying anyone was wrong or crazy, but to me, in my mind, the only one that sounded logical to me was Stephanie. But I'm not saying anyone else was wrong, but just what it seemed like to me.
Right. Well, and for me, the saddest thing was, I'm sure that there's a certain person that last name starts with a T, that has been trying to cause problems for Yaba, Katie, for long time. And I think that person was probably very excited that Katie had come to the conclusion that she did, making the decision that she has to X out Randy and B, being that they're associating.
Yep.
I think that gave her exactly what she wanted. I think that I see Katie's point, but what I really wish people would understand is when there's really giving, kind people out there, if they're going to keep associating with toxic, unfortunately, that's what you do have to do, is exactly what Katie did. You do have to do that. If someone is going at your life and taking every opportunity to use your friends or use whatever they can to try and get at you, and you have friends that know that, and they're still participating. At some point, you have to say, okay, well, that's great. I'm not going to tell you not to be friends with them or anything, but I can't really allow you anywhere near me because you're giving him a bridge. You know what I mean? You're giving that person an avenue.
And I just want to say, Amanda and Stephanie, Amanda, you've been kind of quiet, and you've been,
Yeah.
admittedly emotional, and you had a reason to be. But I want to say that I am incredibly impressed with you, Stephanie, for standing by what you think is right
I appreciate that.
and not backing down. Because if it were me, I'd be like, okay, I'm done, because I don't know that I would have changed my way of thinking, but I probably would have stepped away. But you have been hardcore pressed to make your point known, and even though you've taken a little bit of time to explain why you did things, but you didn't harp on explaining why you did things. You just said, this is why I did it. Now let's talk about how you feel. And I respect that, I do. So
Yeah, and I haven't heard anyone here. Drag the other people. As much as they might say, I was dragged, or no, they weren't.
No.
I haven't seen anyone dragged.
AJ was saying, no, I was just talking about the situation. She cannot complain anyways. If I did drag her, she told people for months and months and months, I called her stinking job.
Well, sure, but you just don't go there. You were saying I didn't call the job, and that's
yeah.
And I kept saying in the chat, provide proof that she called. Provide proof that it was her. You can't just go calling people, telling people she called my job and trying to rile people up without having some kind of proof.
And I can guarantee you guys, just the other day, she told me, oh, now guess what's happening? Savage is calling my job. Again. And she said, I know it was Savage before too. Now.
Right.
Yeah. I wouldn't doubt that. I wouldn't doubt it at all. I wouldn't doubt it.
And like Stephanie said earlier, well, she said she only told me, but I didn't call, and I know I didn't call, so that automatically makes her a liar. Is that what you meant, Stephanie, right?
Yeah, I can't prove that she's lying, right? I know she's a liar.
Well, because you didn't do it.
Absolutely.
Just like if someone accused me of something, I'd be like, okay, prove it. Otherwise, I don't have time for you. Because I know it didn't happen. And I'm not going to sit here and try and prove a negative. We both know that I can't do that. I can't prove a negative. But I'm not going to answer accusations that there is no evidence for.
I would, Maggie, if you wanted me to.
But I think that when I heard that, I was like, well, we don't even have to go into anything else. I could be wrong, Stephanie. I don't think I am, but I could be wrong, and you could be lying. I mean, that's the chance everyone takes. However, I choose to believe that she's telling the truth. So saying that and saying, from jump, she's lying. None of the rest of the shit needs to come into consideration because she's lied about the first thing.
Well, I look at the whole patterns of behavior that have been here for months. People who have been on here for months, what behavior have we seen? For me, I had never had any idea about Sam Telfer at all. Okay. I didn't know her from Boo. I'd heard her name because of Katie and Yaba, but at that point I wasn't really following too closely just because there was a lot of drama and stuff. And I tend to kind of touch and go when it's stuff like that because it's a lot of emotion. Anyway, so she came into Les's stream. And I happened to be in Les's stream. I love Les. And so I was watching Les, and here comes this girl, Sam Telfer, and she comes into the chat, and people start having a conversation with her, and she's saying, yes, that she did lie, but blah, 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 and yeah, and this, and then she got on the stream. She actually was talking live to Les, and it's still on her stream. People can go look. I believe it's March 9th. Pretty Pete and I were going back and forth, like, document this date, because she's saying it all herself. It was either the 8th or the 9th. You know how Les does the date, like, for the next morning or something, whatever. Anyway, she said that she backstabs people. She backstabbed somebody and talked badly about them to their friend to test their friend to see if that person would stick up for them or not, which that's just all bizarre in itself, and who acts like that, right? And then she said later on that she had to do some manipulation to get someone back in her back pocket where they belong. Now, for me, I don't keep people in my back pocket. I don't use words like that, and I don't allude to using people, or I don't backstab people as a rule. I wouldn't do it to test someone or anything else. I just don't do that. So that, to me, backstabbing people, okay, well then you're not trustworthy. And you already admitted that you lie, you backstab people, and you use people. That's all I need to know right there. Right?
I agree.
And that's her own words. That was her talking. So I took her at what she said about herself and what she does. And when she told me about her behavior, it's all toxic. So, okay, bye-bye. That's why I was saying in the chat, don't talk to the nothing. Just ignore. It's not even worth acknowledging or talking to that person. It's just, oh God, more of this. Bye.
And Stephanie, sass is the reason why I didn't say anything to the other person that was in the chat. No,
because I was saying ignore. Because I was saying ignore the nothing. Ignore the nothing.
I was like, I'm making the wildest typing motions right now. You don't understand. But I was like, I am not going to disappoint Sassy. I'm not going to do it. I'm just not gonna. So I was just like, I'm not going to type anything. So I did.
Well, at some point, in order for it to stop, we already know toxic people do not stop this stuff. This is what they do. They love to do it. They love to cause drama. They love to lie. They love to cause people problems. They love to do it. The only thing that we can do is ignore them and not participate. Otherwise, it keeps going back and forth like a volleyball.
I think the difference is some people do like to be in drama. They enjoy it. I don't want anything to do with it at all. Like, I don't want to be in that shit. It's stupid. It's waste of time. It's so weird to fight over the internet to me.
I agree, Penny, and that's why I'm going to ask her to do my homework this summer.
Well, the thing is I don't only have toxic around me or see it on YouTube. I have it like in my real life. Like I encounter it on a regular basis. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm sure you guys too. Maybe because I've studied this crap for the last 8 years.
Well, I'll put it to you this way. This is what happened to me. When my brother fucked over our family for the longest time while he was, on drugs. Right. Everybody, gave him a helping hand, got him out of jail, let him come back home, even though he would steal. He would put my parents' lives in danger by, selling fake drugs and then whatever. I was the only person in my family that went complete radio silence with him for 5 years. And my mom would beg me, please write your brother, please talk to your brother. I was like, you know what, woman, I have nothing to say to him. So why am I going to engage him when I have nothing I wish to say to him? And so that made me kind of like the black sheep of the family, because I'm sorry, blood does not always mean that I'm going to be on your side.
Sure doesn't. Nope.
Well, and that's what I was trying to kind of convey about the community is whether toxic is related to you, whether whatever, there's a bunch of sayings that, well, it's family. You have to get along with family. No, you don't. You don't. Nope. You are allowed to say bye-bye to toxic no matter who it is. Toxic affects your brain. It really does damage to interact with these people. It does emotional damage. And it does mental damage if you associate with these people closely. For those people who live with them, who have spouses who have children who are, etc., they are, in a word, toxic. And it's called toxic for a reason. It's poison, and it does poison your brain. It changes your brain chemistry when you interact with these people because of their head games. It's what they do.
And it's like you're drinking that poison. It's like you're drinking their poison, but waiting for them to die from it.
Well, yeah. And if you reach out to your brother, I can understand your mom saying, and your brother might get great, might end up fabulous, right? But he has to be the one to be accountable and come to you and say, you know what, I'm coming to you differently.
Well,
Yeah.
I do want to point out that he is in recovery.
Good. Good.
And I promised to start afresh with him as long as he proved that he could be whatever, you know how it goes. So yeah, we have started that conversation and he's trying. So I told him as long as he continues to try, I will continue to try because I highly believe this is a two-way street and I will not give unless he is also giving.
Right. But you have to see that from the other side. You have to see if someone is wronging bunches of people, you have to see the change in their behavior and have to see it concrete first.
Right.
Otherwise, if you just go, oh, you said that you've changed. Okay, we're back together now. We're awesome. Like that doesn't work.
Yeah. And
exactly. That's what Baha said in the chat a minute ago. Actions speak louder than words. And here's the thing, maybe, that person will change and do better or whatever, but
the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. Their actions will tell you everything you need to know. When they come to you with words, if it's someone who's been like this, you accept the words, but you do not believe the words. You accept them and you say, I'm giving you an opportunity to show me differently.
See, now you make me feel better because I did have an addendum to our starting over, which was I would trust him more for every year he's sober.
Yeah, and for every action that he shows you is opposite of what he used to do.
Correct.
Right. Amanda, how you doing, honey? Amanda?
Are you here?
How are you?
Amanda! I would try every couple of years to reconcile, but most often it didn't work, and only because she was my sister. Same, Lula. It was year after year after year after year, and she's a grown-ass woman. She's older than me, and there isn't any. She's not an alcoholic. She's a drug addict, but same difference. And
my toxic sister isn't even a drug addict or an alcoholic or anything. She's totally, completely sober and toxic.
And you know what? That's another thing. Like my best friend and I, when we lived together, we were toxic to each other. So like, we went radio silent with our friendship for 3 years, and then I guess in those 3 years we both had like a mental, emotional growth spurt, and we came back together. And now we have been better than we ever were to begin with.
Donna says she's either sleeping or toasting Pop-Tarts. Which is it, Amanda?
I want Pop-Tarts.
Pop-Tarts.
Hi, Bob.
Hi.
See, you have a shirt on.
Hey, Bob.
Okay.
I'm requesting.
Hi, Bob.
I'm requesting somebody buy an umbrella cockatoo so I can play with it, please. That would be great. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, you guys. So I don't know if you guys watch any other YouTubers. I'm sure you do. But there's, the other communities. But there's this girl. Her name's Marlene McCohen. She's in the bird community. She's awesome. She's just so awesome. She's just so positive and funny and fun. And all the YouTubers that follow her gathered money to help her adopt this one bird. And she has a whole series of like going and picking him up and like talking to him and stuff. She has an umbrella cockatoo. She has a bunch of them, but it's really a fun series. If anyone is looking to like see something fun on YouTube, that's actually good.
The other one
that's actually
is
like.
Minnie, I get cockatoos on my balcony every day.
Look! Today.
Ash.
Okay.
Ash, Ash is talking about Pebbles the cockatoo. Pebbles is the one that swears all the time. She's the one that I told you guys that I sound like.
That's the white one, the big white one, and if it cusses, it's probably an umbrella. But listen, have you watched Imzotic?
I have to do.
Yeah. I follow Imzotic.
Imzotic. I love her so much. But I was gonna say, oh yeah. So I was watching a bird video today. My friend and I love watching the birds and watching their behavior. And I saw this giant black cockatoo that I'd never seen before in my whole entire life. And then I was like, oh my God, I must have this bird. And then I saw the size of the beak and I was like, never mind. But I realized it's from Australia. It's a black something something. Hold on.
Yeah,
I got it.
yeah.
Hold on.
It's the black one with the red cheeks, right?
Yes, it's a black palm cockatoo.
Yeah.
It was huge. Oh my god,
Here's
it's
the tag.
terrifyingly huge.
Here's the things they're talking about right here. Here's an umbrella cockatoo.
Yeah, and Pebbles is on YouTube. It's Pebbles the umbrella cockatoo, and she is the one who cusses all the time and stuff. And so she's like, she'll go off, like she'll just start swearing, and then the guy who's her person is like, really, Pebbles, well, you can't just say that, not all of them. And she's like cussing them out. She's like, fucking fuck
I love that.
Awesome.
My favorite umbrella is I Got You, or have you seen that one?
I know that. I know.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I love
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha the cockatoo. Gotcha.
And
I gotcha.
that one fusses every time she sees a dog. It's so funny.
Yeah, I like Gotcha. I watch a lot of different YouTube things,
And
I kind of make sure that if there's a lot of drama going on, like this last weekend, there was just so much stuff going on, that I would check out and then go and watch funny things, like some of the funny animal videos and stuff on YouTube, or I do watch a 30-minute comedy so I could laugh too, because it's really important, you guys, to balance what you're putting in your brain. I mean, now that I know what these kinds of things do, it's become like primarily blah, my primary focus, that if I know I'm dealing with a whole bunch of toxic, that I consciously counteract that with some healthy stuff too.
Stephanie, can you look up a black palm cockatoo and show that?
Yes. Marie, you have the link.
I'm trying to show everyone my cat.
A kitty! I don't know where my cat is.
Hang out. Hang on. Where's it at?
Say hi.
Hey, kitty! Oh, that looks like my girl cat. Oh,
This is Shinji. He's
kitty.
It's just like chill. Oh, hey, honey. Oh my God, he looks just like my cat. I would show you guys because she's right here right now, but I look like
Sass, I'm gonna DM you a link to one of my favorite Korean shows because it deals with psychiatry. It does have subtitles, don't worry, but I'd love to see your take on it.
Okay, good. Awesome. Totally fine.
It makes me cry on the regular, just to be forewarned.
Okay. It makes you cry? Okay.
Well, no, let me tell you why. The premise of the show is they have like 3 or 4 hosts, and they're all comedians, but it works. Let me tell you. So they bring on people from the community. Now, remember I've said before that Korea is a forward-moving country, so they're constantly trying to work on mental health as well, because that used to be taboo there. So people will write into the show, and they'll say, like, I have this problem, whatever. And then they'll come on the show, and they'll talk to everyone about it. And it kind of comes to a resolution, because they'll bring the people that they're upset with, or they'll bring people that support them, and they'll all talk together. It's really good, actually.
Lula says, I want a bunny. I had a bunny one time. That thing was so much work.
I had a bunny too, and that thing was a spoiled brat.
I had a bunny. I had a bunny, 2 chinchillas, 2 ferrets, a turtle, 4 guinea pigs, and a cat and 3 dogs.
I would like to have a turtle. Oh my, I'm dead.
I have 4 bunnies.
Look at
Okay,
Bob.
so you guys, I just want to show you my mod squad if I can. Let's see.
Yes, do it.
Let's see.
Oh.
I'm trying to. Can you see?
Yeah.
I can't see what you guys can see.
Oh, they look so
I want him.
Oh, your babies.
I want him.
Can you see?
Yes.
Just like my
Hi, Omi.
dog. That thought.
So this is Omi. This is Can you see her?
Yeah, she's looking right at us.
She's like,
okay. So that's yeah. So that's Omi. And then here's little Jaxie. This is Jax. Hi, Jaxie.
Jax.
And then here's Onyx. So here's Onyx. So this is the big guy.
Look at
and
your
here's
baby.
the little. Omi's the funniest one.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Is he a blue cat?
Aww.
Is he blue?
I like that.
They are so adorable.
Hold on, let me go find my cat. I'll be right back.
My mom had a pit bull that looked just like that, but a little bit smaller, right? And she thought she was like a little bitty chihuahua. She would literally sit nowhere but right in your lap. Like,
yeah, she's an American bully. I rescued her, and she likes to be just cuddled up right against you, and she doesn't understand how heavy she is or anything. She's just.
I wanted dogs so bad. I can't wait till I move and can get a dog. Dogs are so sweet.
Did we lose Amanda? Did we lose her for good? Like, is she okay? Because we started off, remember that she was crying earlier.
Amanda.
All right, guys. I have to do this quick because she is not going to like this for long. Well, she's actually kind of sleepy, but hold on.
Little munchkin. Oh, the pretty kitty.
You ready?
Yes.
It's my baby.
Watch her. She's going to be like, leave.
Yeah, her claws are going to come out.
It's my baby. She's like,
the color of her is so pretty.
So cute.
She is, she's almost fully matured. She's a Maine Coon. She's at about 13 pounds right now.
Oh, she's amazing.
I'm trying to see if she can hear me whistling, but she didn't pay attention to me.
She's like, hello.
Maine Coons are known for having like dog-like personalities where they fetch and stuff like that.
Kitty. Look, here's a kitty. Come talk to this kitty. No, that kitty. Cash's kitty can't be bothered right now. He does not have time.
He's like,
sorry.
Aww.
Look at her. Cats are so cool. They're just like,
they are.
He could not be bothered.
He's like, I just want the tumble down.
Oh, I love you.
Y'all, she's probably going to get mad, but I'm going to try to show you how long she is, but she's probably going to get mad at me. So give me a second.
She is. She's mad.
Stop it. You ready?
Oh, look at the kitty.
Look at me, baby.
She doesn't even fit in the camera. She doesn't fit in the viewfinder.
All right. Hey, no, calm down. She's not allowed to get down unless she calms down. That's the rule.
Oh, she's amazing, Minnie.
Thank you.
Absolutely amazing.
I have this rule and she is shedding her winter coat right now. She has 3 coats, and she's massively shedding her winter coat right now. But
that's how Slow Bro is too. It's terrible.
I have a rule with any animal I have, especially cats. If they want to get down, I will let them down, and I will let them down gently. But they have to calm down, because I will not have them in the behavior that if they attack me, I'll let them go. So once they calm down, then I put them down. But they are never allowed. You should always make your animals work for what they want.
Your pussy away.
I did put my pussy away.
Where's Bob going? He's probably going to get an animal as well.
My pussy is shedding and running through the hallway.
My pussy is too.
She's bigger than your dogs. Yes, Maine Coons. She's actually a very small Maine Coon, if you can believe it.
Oh, really? Do they get even bigger than that?
Much bigger.
Yeah, they're one of the largest cats, and the Norwegian forest cat and the Maine Coon are the 2 biggest cats. They're
followed by the ragdoll.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kangaroos hop down the street about 2 minutes from where I live, next to the bush. Even though shrubs hop, not hip.
Listen.
Pussy on the run.
I was like, I'm afraid of kangaroos, and one of you Australian amazing people told me, well, then just don't get near a kangaroo. And I'm like, well, shit. I mean, why didn't I think about that? But what about the spiders?
Would a kangaroo, like if you went up to a kangaroo, would it hurt you?
She's in.
Well, the thing is,
Steph,
they have like claws that are like 4 inches long. So
I didn't even know.
Oh yeah, they can scratch and do some damage, and then their back legs, they tend to like jump up and kick with them, and they can do some damage.
Have you not seen that red kangaroo? The video of that red kangaroo that's like banging on the sliding glass window, and like he's got a fucking 6-pack, man.
Trying to get in and trying to like let me in, and the guy's like, go away, go away.
He's bowed up like some fucking dude from Jersey Shore. I'm like, what the. No, that just is not. Listen, Jesus and I need to have a little chat, because that's terrifying as fuck.
Yeah.
So are there actually like kangaroo attacks?
Well, I'm sure that there
people
are.
Killed by kangaroos every year. I'm sure.
I'm,
Like bear. So it would be like bear attacks here. Probably.
Look, there's Bob's food. Is that a beta, Bob?
Beta fish.
I don't see.
I think he dropped off.
Oh, okay.
Y'all, one time I had a beta, right? And I followed this guy that like was really good at keeping betas for a long time. And his advice did work, which was they actually lived better in dirty water. So like I had my beta, Bob, you're going to love this. I had my beta and I kept the water kind of.
There's Bob's pussy.
So I went to go change the beta's water and he went down the drain. I plungered this motherfucker out, caught him in the air, put him back in the water. This motherfucker swam on his side for a month and then he was fine and he lived for another, I don't know, almost a year.
Oh, he's beautiful, Bob.
Aww.
Thank you. That's my newest beta.
What's his name?
Like it's one of the 3 dragon in the Game of Thrones, like Drogon or something.
Drogon.
Drogon. I love it.
Mine was.
Why is he in a glass? Why is he in a glass?
Oh, right now it's just for me to show you all.
Oh, just to show us. Okay, yeah.
I
was like, you don't keep him in there. I'm like, don't keep him in there.
I think mine was called Kiyoshi.
Is he a certain kind of beta or just a regular beta? Because he looks really
Japanese fighting fish.
That's a blue crown tail beta.
Oh, okay.
Because
the females are totally like plain. The males are the ones that have all the colors and everything like that.
The female, like at this point, the female have been breed to be able to have the colors, but the males do have like the fins, and usually they have more colors. But it's true that the female have less colors, and sometimes with females, you can put them in what you call a sorority, so you can put several females together, as long as the aquarium is big enough and that the females aren't going to try to kill themselves, like each other. Sorry. So the rule for that is that you want to try to have like several ones together. Because if you just have 2 together, like the dominant one is going to try to always kill the other. But if you have several ones, they're going to lose their citizenship.
So the males females, right? Because they'll kill each other.
Yeah, the males are aggressive. It's like pit bull in the sense that they have been raised to, or cockfighting, like they have been raised to fight each other. Like,
okay, so let me dispel a myth since it was just said. People often think that pit bulls were created as fighting dogs. They weren't.
Nope.
And so that is a misnomer. And actually, Sergeant Stubby was the first ever ward dog ever in history. And Sergeant Stubby was a homeless pit bull. And he's in the Smithsonian, and he actually even captured a German spy during World War II. He's the most decorated war dog in history to this day, and he was a pit bull.
And what I like, I just want to clear this out. Pit bulls are amazing dogs. I just said that because like pit bull were used in like dogfight. But
yeah, they're used that way. But what I was trying to dispel, Bob, is that a lot of people think they were created to do that and that they have a mission like that. No, and that's not true. It's not instinctive in the breed. They're trained to do that.
My sister's pit bull and her boxer are the 2 laziest, most cuddly lap dogs in the whole entire world.
Oh, listen to this. You guys, Ash just said New York just got the first pit bull canine police officer.
Nice.
Yay. Because they get such a bad rap, you guys. They really do. And it's the owners. It's not the dogs.
They're now illegal in Montreal.
Do you see the question, Bob? Aren't those native to rice paddies of Thailand?
Yes, indeed. Betas come from I think from Thailand. I know they are Asian fish. And I know also they do live like in yeah, exactly. Rice paddies. Good job, Maggie.
Boy, she was such a laid back sweetie. Mine too, Donna. My mom's pit bull was literally the sweetest lap dog you've ever seen in your life. Just amazing.
Yeah.
We also had boxers growing up too, and the boxers were amazing animals as well.
My sister's pit bull and her boxer do not understand that they don't actually fit in my lap, but they don't care.
And then your legs go numb, and like,
and then you're like, I don't know what to do here. I have not read the memo. I do not have an instruction manual. It's kind of like, get this. Okay, I'm going to tell a story, then I'm going to go pee. Let's do it. So when my sisters were born, they were premature, and I was 12. Okay. So the night they came home from the hospital, my mom and my dad wanted some alone time, and they were like, here, Tiffany, that's my name. I don't care. Watch your sisters. And I'm like, holy fuck, I don't know what to do here. So, you know those things that you used to put in like the car carrier to keep their heads from bouncing back and forth? So put one on my left knee, one on my right knee, put both babies on there, and they left me like that for 2 hours. When they got back, I was literally had tears streaming down my face because I had to pee so bad, but I couldn't get up because I was afraid I was going to break my sisters. I was so sad. And on that note, I'm going to pee. I'll be right back.
Hi. I want a dog so bad. I cannot wait until I can get a dog for my children.
Steph, me too. I seriously want a dog so bad.
Because I want to get it as young as possible, you know, because the kids are still young. But I just got to get to where I have a yard in a fence and all those things before I'm willing to take that. Because it's a commitment, you know.
Well, I would tell you that when you're ready, go looking for a dog that's about 5 to 7 months old.
And that's another thing. I've never house trained a dog. Ever.
Well, that's the thing is once it's older like that, so every month of a dog's life is an hour that they can hold their urine or defecation, right? So,
okay.
So at 4 months old, they can hold it for 4 hours. So at 5 months old, 5 hours, right? Okay. So if you look at about 7 months old, they can hold it for about 7 hours and very quickly move to 8 hours, all right? But more importantly, because your kids are young, they're sturdy enough to be able to handle if the kid grabs them wrong or something. Mm-hmm. They're sturdy enough at that point that they, you know, they can kind of handle it, and they're way more interactive. And when you go to potty train, the easiest way is you always do a crate. So crate training is super easy, and the crate is a place that the dog can go where you teach the kids that if the dog goes in the crate, you do not reach in the crate and pull that dog out. That's the dog's safe space.
Right.
So if the kids are getting loud or something, or if they have friends over and the dog is like, oh gosh, this is too much for me, they do have some place they can go that's an ollie oxen free kind of thing where they're safe, you know?
They gotta go there and not be bothered at all.
Right. So that they can take a time out if they want to too.
Yeah, that's my business. I get it.
Yeah, and you feed the dog in the crate, so good things happen in the crate. So you feed the dog in the crate, and you also don't make the crate a punishment. The crate is there when you can't watch the dog. That's all it is. It's not a punishing or anything. It's if you can't keep your eye on the dog until it's reliable that it asks to go out to go potty, you keep your eye on the dog. And after it eats, it's going to have to go potty. After it drinks, it's going to have to go potty. After it's played for a while, it's going to have to go potty.
So
after it wakes up for a nap.
Potty training children then, really, you know? I mean,
yeah, when they wake up.
The way
so think about like us, when you go to sleep and you wake up, the first thing you probably have to do is go to the bathroom. That's them too. So when they take them, when you see them wake up, you put them right outside. And once they go, you just go, good doggy, go potty, go potty, go potty. So pretty soon they associate go potty with that. Then they're like, okay, go potty means that. So when then you're asking, they're like, that, yes, I do need that. Yep. See?
How, that's amazing. That is
Cash.
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I have brought my very exotic kitty for your viewing pleasure. Are you ready?
I am.
I think you're going to love it.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
It's pussy time again.
I love those little faces. I love them.
Look. He's Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes.
Wait. I have one more for you, Cash. I have one more. You ready?
Yeah.
It's a cat in a cup.
Is that a character? Is that like in
Pusheen.
It's Pusheen.
Pusheen.
Okay. I thought so. I wasn't sure though.
Okay, so Cash, I don't know if you saw my comment, but that little cat in the box that you got is actually a character called Chi. Chi.
Okay.
And Chi in Japanese is what little kids call pee. So if you watch the cartoon, you'll see that they find this cat, and every time the little boy has to go pee, he says Chi Chi. And so the cat starts following the little boy thinking his name is Chi Chi. So that cat is called Chi Chi.
Oh,
which means
my
people.
God.
So your cat, that cat's name
I
is
love
Pee-Pee.
it.
Hey, so
Turn
I'm
it up a little bit, Bob. Put the cup towards the center and turn it a little bit. There you go. Now we can see it a little better. Yes, there you go.
So yeah, that's a molly. That's one of my that's my newest fish.
That is a cool looking fish right there. And you called it a
Yeah.
what? Molly, like M-O-L-L-Y?
Yeah, MOLLY. And those are called life bearers because they don't lay eggs. They actually give birth to actual like a fry.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
so they don't have fish eggs. They actually like give birth to little babies.
Yeah, those types. Yes.
So they're not bougie caviar fish?
His face looked like a catfish face.
I saw that too, Stephanie. I just saw that.
Yeah.
So
Oh, wow.
that's probably one of my.
Look how busy he is. He is like.
Yeah.
He's like, where the fuck did my house go? This is definitely not my house.
He's like, I've been kidnapped. Help! Let
What
me
part
out.
of the tank did I swim to? Jesus Christ!
He's probably like, how did this invisible wall get in front of me? Because he's trying to swim. He's like, this usually works. I swim and it moves. I don't understand. Why am I
go
stuck?
forward. I go forward.
I'm going to make sure.
It was like, you guys, I don't know where everyone is, but if you can hear me, there's a giant holding the house, and the house has shrink. Come in.
You guys, have you ever seen Ellen DeGeneres talk about the goldfish?
No.
I mean, she did this one thing in her stand-up where she's like, imagine like the goldfish in the little bowl. And she's like, okay, so there's the one half, like if the goldfish is super smart, they're going, well, there's that big head person again. No, not so close. Not so back up. I can see right through up your nose. Yeah, this is real fun for me. Sprinkle some of that stuff again, Then she goes, but what if the goldfish is like, we go under the castle again. Come on, let's go. So you don't know which way they actually interpret being in the little thing, in the little bowl. It could be either or. Get your head away from me.
Every time someone says Ellen and fish, I'm just like, we're trying to escape. Can you come back later?
Dory, yeah. This is before Dory, but it's actually, yeah. I was just talking about Finding Nemo yesterday with a friend of mine. That is such a good, when they've come out with movies like that and there hasn't been like sequels and stuff and it's brand new, they're so ingenious. Like Pixar movies, are really ingenious the way that they have their.
My little niece was so obsessed with her Finding Nemo doll that we destroyed that doll on the regular and had to buy her one over and over and she never knew.
My nephew is the same. Yep. Kind of like Dory.
My God. They're like, oh, did you wash it? Yes, that's exactly what I did. I washed it. It has nothing to do with the Nemo in the trash. I don't know where that one came from. What do you mean?
So you had to bring it up? Did you have to get the replacement one before you could throw the other one out?
Well, sometimes we would distract her because either the dog tore it up or she lost it or she left it somewhere. So we'd have to try our best to distract her until someone could covertly run to Toys R Us.
Yeah.
And then come back and then behind their back go, oh, I found it.
I found it. It's fine.
And then whoever went to Toys R Us suddenly became the hero until she lost it again.
So it's really great she didn't re-find it. And then all of a sudden, like, how do I have two? It cloned itself. Like,
And
how
we
did
would have
I
been
know?
like, fishes have babies. What? Have you not been paying attention?
Yeah, that's true.
They have babies.
Yeah, Donna, I loved Inside Out too. Inside Out was a really good one. That one really explained
Maggie
things.
just said, I know off topic, but my youngest granddaughter always wants to watch Pecker Pig with me. That's
Yeah, I saw the
What
worst.
is that?
I wanted to get it for my
it's really
niece's.
Peppa. Is that the name Peppa, right? Peppa
Yeah,
Pig.
Peppa.
But apparently
Peppa
her
Pig?
granddaughter calls it Pecker Pig.
Maggie.
Pecker
My
Pig.
niece is
Oh,
also
that's so
obsessed with
adorable.
Peppa Pig, right? So she also loves jigsaw puzzles. So I was like, I'm going to look for a Peppa Pig jigsaw puzzle. Do you know what I found? Cubed ham.
No, what?
Somebody had put a picture up on a shopping website of a Peppa Pig jigsaw puzzle, and it was cubed ham.
Oh my
Ah,
god.
I said, this is fucking hilarious, but I cannot buy that for my 3-year-old niece. That would just
no. And she's a little young for the joke.
I know, right? But it was hilarious.
That is funny.
Oh
How
my
are
god,
you
Minnie,
feeling now,
I
Cash?
love your shirt. I love your shirt so much. It's a NASA shirt, isn't it?
Who?
Minnie?
Mine?
You. Minnie?
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
You know, I bought that on the
shirt
day
ever.
we had a solar eclipse this past year, and I bought that on the
Yes.
day the solar eclipse happened, and I sat, and my face was so sunburned, because I swear to God, I craned my neck and stared right the fuck at that sun for
Did
hours.
you see it?
Yeah, hell yeah. It went complete dark here.
Oh,
we were
that
in
was
we
so
were in the
awesome.
trajectory for the complete eclipse.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
that
you
is
had
so cool.
glasses on. You
Oh,
weren't
yeah.
staring at it with. Okay, yeah.
Well, I mean, I could, yeah.
I was
still
like,
have-
why are you not blind right now?
And actually, I was having trouble taking pictures of it until I kind of ghetto taped like my extra pair of glasses to my phone. And then it was able to take a picture of the eclipse. So I was totally stoked about that. That was pretty awesome.
Minnie,
Actually,
you
I have
are
a picture.
so smart. I just have to I just
I never
Yeah,
know.
I wouldn't have thought of that. I would
No,
not
I
have thought
always
of that.
feel
I'd be like,
awe
oh,
in
guess
your
I can't take a
presence 'cause
picture.
I'm like, this is the smart one.
No, I wasn't too smart. My face was totally sunburned with like solar eclipse glass, like white going across my face.
No,
I had something
that
to
is
say.
so cool, Minnie. That's so awesome.
You have what?
I'm about to get off here and go to bed. Do you all want me to go ahead and see if I can kick Amanda off the call, or you want me to just leave it going? 'Cause I think I might be able to do it, but I don't want to do it if you are still wanting to stay on.
I'm
I
gonna
better head
head
off
to bed
too.
myself.
Me too.
So I'm gonna say good night to the chat and good night to all. And I hope that from now on we understand. Just ignore the ones we already know cause trouble. That's what they want to do. So we just ignore the ones that cause trouble.
Sassy, my love, I'm sending you.
Oh yeah, send me whatever you're gonna send me.
Mm-hmm.
Good
And
night,
Minnie,
everybody.
okay, like I'm getting your package to you ASAP, and it's a surprise. So I
Oh
can't
my God, I'm
tease
so
you about
excited!
it, but I love you. I love
How
you
fun
all.
that is! Yay!
Oh,
See,
Stephanie.
and then people can start making content about fun stuff and happy stuff and not
Yeah.
anything to do with fighting back and forth or who's saying what in the chat or blah, blah, blah. Who cares?
Stephanie, I know
Exactly.
you've been mentally overwhelmed, but I do kind of need, please, for the second day in a row, confirmation that you can get my information to where it needs to go for the auction stuff.
Yes, I will definitely do that. I completely agree.
Okay, sorry. I went to go find Twitter. They said she didn't have Twitter. You said she didn't have Twitter. And then I asked Uber, and Uber said, give you my address. So that's what I did.
See, even the chat.
I don't know how to get up with her. I need to
See, I
figure out
don't
how to
either.
get up with her. I was just looking and seeing who it was. I can ask Shell and see if Shell knows how to get up with her.
Okay,
If nothing
thank
else,
you.
she usually in every stream, if you be at her, you can see how to contact her. That would probably be the easiest way, but I'm going to ask Shell because she may know.
Okay, thank you.
Maggie, we definitely will. Like we should definitely try for a fun stream.
Absolutely. And you guys, if you're interested in
I DM'd her just now.
oh, thank you. If you're interested in tomorrow night Misophonia stream, I hope you don't mind Diane and I.
Oh, yes.
To learn about it?
Yes, I am a complete and utter sufferer of misophonia, and it is
my partner is too, Minnie. Yeah.
horrible. Horrible,
And
horrible,
Minnie,
horrible.
Minnie, you said that you're going to do a gaming stream.
Yeah, probably tomorrow afternoon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so Minnie's gonna do a gaming stream too tomorrow afternoon, which is her playing WoW and us watching and commenting and just having fun in the chat. And I'm usually high, but it's not a big deal if you're not up for that.
Don't worry,
or-
she'll warn you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'll be like, I'm giving you a rent. She goes, I am incredibly high.
Yeah, and then I'm high and powerful.
Yeah.
So at first I didn't know that
You're
you silence
high
people
and
and stuff.
mighty.
Talk about. Let's get this combo.
That's the
Hi,
only reason
and I
I
have
think.
the power.
You know what? I think that's the only reason she enjoys watching me play that game.
No, that's not true. Because at
All
first
right, guys.
I was scared to use the wrench.
Oh.
I was scared to use it.
You practice with it and you kick somebody out with their permission, and then they were like, "Don't ever do that again."
I was like, sorry. Okay, love you guys.
Love you guys. Bye.
I love you all. All right. I'll see you tomorrow, Minnie.
Yep,
And,
absolutely.
I love you,
Bye,
Steph.
guys.
Love you both.
Love you guys.
Love you, chat.
Bye. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye. Hey. Is the stream over? Yeah. Is this stream over right now? I can control the stream now. Is this stream over right now? I don't know why I'm still like in here. I feel so powerful right now.